wonderful people. It is your boy Rylionn, and joining me tonight, it is the meme team of dreams legend himself, Primus Multis. Look at him! Oh my God!
It's
If you
me.
guys
It's
didn't,
me.
if you guys didn't check out Tuesday's match, it was actually my team versus his team. A little bit of a spoiler alert: I got my ass stomped. So, for lack of better words, exactly what had happened. If you haven't checked it out, please go do so. But tonight we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about it is Team Black versus Team Brown. It is Queen's Gambit versus Delaware Derbies. I believe is that the name of the second team? I believe Delaware Derby.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I just want to make
And
sure.
Queen's Gambit Knights, right?
And Queen's Gambit Knights, which is red side, and then Delaware Derby is going to be on blue side tonight. And we have Spare XI in the top lane, Rich and Smart in the jungle, Hammered up on the mid lane, Daddy Pacific in the ADC, and H2O Melon on support. And once again, that's for brown side, or brown team on blue side. For black on red side, we have here Ratsu in the top lane, Rylionn in the jungle, Captain Ryu in the mid lane, QGIHF in the ADC, and Accelerate on support. I don't know how much scrims that we run. I know we run a lot of scrims against you, at least. I don't think I've ran against either one of these teams at all. So I'm not sure what had happened there. Don't know. But we're also making a new lobby as well. And we're going to be going ahead and doing the draft here soon for you all. That should be up and running here in the next few moments, I believe. But there's just a slight hiccup. I also don't have access to chat, just letting our lovely host. Oh yeah, shout out to our lovely, wonderful host. You guys know him, you love him. He was voted GQ's top 10 100 sexy casters of the year 2021.
Yeah.
Wookie Monster himself.
I believe he's. I think he's in the top 20 as well.
Yeah, he was in the top 20 percentile, but 100 overall for all casters in general. So I made 86, and I think Primus, you were somewhere in the top 20s as well. Soviet was definitely the top.
I mean, I don't know about that, but
it was ridiculous. We had this whole thing, but yes, I'm very much looking forward to tonight's. Now, I don't know a whole lot about these teams in general. Like I said, I didn't really get a whole lot of scrims up against them. What are you expecting, just based off of, I mean, what we could see here? There are 2 subs. We got to keep that in mind for brown side. So for Delaware's Derby, there are 2 subs. So they do not have their complete team yet, but do you think that's going to affect anything overall, or how do you feel?
absolutely. I mean, when 40% of your team is not someone that you practice with regularly, like
Okay.
that'll very much affect your gameplay, and especially where it is on the map. I believe in the bot lane and the top lane. So I mean, both of your side lanes to start out with are going to be impacted. I mean, you want a really strong bot. I mean, because you're playing weak side no matter what is what what I'm basically trying to say. So like, it's gonna be very tough because like I mean, if it was just the top laner or like just the bot lane, they could still play strong on either side, where they're more
Right.
comfortable. But right now they kind of are forced to do weak on both sides. So maybe they'll just play through the mid, and that'll be what happens. But we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Well, I think you still have like an overall plan overall. I mean, it's not like you're just grabbing 2 random people that you've never met in your entire life.
Right.
I think they have to have some kind of chemistry between them, to at least be an E sub. I mean, I would hope. But I definitely think this will affect gameplay, just like you said. Hammered is their traditional mid laner, so I would expect them to more than likely play around the mid lane because that's the one they're probably more comfortable with out of all of these scenarios. You're 100% correct on that. But like I said, I've never seen either one of them play, so I'm just very amped to just see some other play styles. I don't know. Is this cheating? I don't think it's cheating. Anybody can see these things, I think. I mean, it's not like we're in there. It's not like we're in their chat logs or anything. I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. But you're right. Anybody can watch it. So it's interesting to see it from this viewpoint because even just a couple days ago, it's so much weirder knowing people are watching you than just your traditional like ranked game in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely a weird experience. I did play both first split in Team Glap green gold, and then subbed a few times in
Oh,
the second split for gold, and it's especially a lot of very interesting, especially because you have us analyzing your plays, and it's like this is the first week of the silver league, so it's going to be interesting seeing how people take criticism, because I've seen some casters roast me to oblivion because I'm doing some stupid stuff. So it's like you got to take it with a
oh,
grain of
same.
salt. Like we're just uh, calling it how we see it. Friendly games. Everyone loves each other here. We're all homies. So we're just gonna have some fun games. We're gonna work out some kinks for the first few weeks, but it'll be fun overall. So I'm excited.
Absolutely, I'm always excited, and oh, Chobi, we already know who's who,
Oh
so we
Lord.
ain't gotta worry. But yes, the real Gerber baby. We love League of Legends too. That's why we do this, all for you guys, 100%. So, I'm definitely I'm amped for this. I'm amped to just see too, pretty much new players in general. I mean, I know there's a whole lot of I know that there's a whole
OT is
lot of
pretty awesome.
difference in ranked, but the gameplay is still pretty solid all the way across. Gold League, we have a bunch of gold players, but here we see a lot of bronze, silver, gold. So it's a bunch of different matchups of different ranks here. So it makes it a little bit more interesting gameplay. A lot more questionable things being thrown about for certain,
Yeah.
but that's part of the fun, and that's what makes this game great. I personally believe so. I don't know. I'm hoping that we start something soon here. I'm not sure, but we do have some Delaware Derby love in the chat from Grave R6. Shout out to you. And E-Man, the P-Man, you already know the host is once again one of the top 100 GQ's sexiest men alive. So we're not you're just spitting facts at that point. We already know. But based off their op.gg, so going into like the League of Legends gameplay itself, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at brown side here, starting off. So once again, they're brown team. They're on blue side, Delaware Derby. I mean, I don't want to go into any specifics, but there's a few champions here that you don't typically get to see. Whether it's professional gameplay or even within Team Gap organization itself. So it is going to be interesting in terms of the champion pool, because we have seen a lot of similar picks throughout. It's been a while since I've seen Heckram up until yesterday, on Tuesday, because we saw that a whole lot in the beginning of the spring split actually, and to see the transition over each of the patches essentially just change from like heavy tank metas to now assassin damage types to all you're gonna do is just build Stride Breaker, Garen set or something like that. Like it's so interesting to see every few weeks these
That
changes.
bruiser top lane, yeah.
Absolutely. And now it's like more like a caster support, like damage bot lane. I see a lot
Yeah.
of Igar supports, Swains, things like that. So, it's just a lot of transition. We saw Seraphine for the longest time with just
Mhm.
Moonstone, and that we've now moved away from like healer casters and things like that to more like tanky casters. We've seen a lot of Pantheon recently as well. It's just, I like the continue fluctuations in the game itself.
I'm
But,
just tired of this Ziggs ADC. That is,
uh,
especially now I'm playing more bot lane. It's my least favorite thing in the world. I played against it again today. Played against a Ziggs brand. I hated my life. I wanted to get out of that game as quickly as possible. It's just so versatile. I mean, you can get such good poke, and then it's something you really have to be cognizant of, like throughout the game. It's like if you just leave that Ziggs, in a solo lane, he's going to take a tower. Like,
right.
and you have to send 1 to 2 members to contest that. So he can, and then he'll still have a map presence with that global ultimate. So it's just, I don't know if that's anything that these players will be picking, but that's something that I've been seeing, uh, at least come out of the woodworks for the bot lane. Obviously, been seeing a lot more of Varus as well. Um, but
That's
and
true.
I think it's pretty much still just a lot of casters in the mid lane. Nothing
Agreed.
too crazy there.
Right. I mean, I also, once again, I don't know a whole lot about these two specific teams. I haven't seen them
Right.
play a whole lot. We haven't scrimmed against them. And with that being said, we do have draft up and ready. So we're going to go ahead and bring that onto screen here for you all. And starting off once again is going to be Delaware Derby on blue side, which is Team Brown, versus Queen's Gambit Knights, which is Team Black on red side here, starting off for game number 1. So let's see how we're going to go ahead and see what the matchup is for the evening. Oh, and they're waiting to the absolute last second as well to go ahead and do this.
Yep.
Oh, can't you just pick none if there's no bans? I thought you could. If not, then sorry, they just gotta wait.
You can't in the tournament draft. So
Gotcha.
I believe that's in most draft tools and in the actual client. You can't hit none. I
They should
believe.
have a skip button. I mean, there's got to be a lose ban somewhere. But Kiana's going to be the first ban officially from Queen's Gambit. Definitely expected to see that one. Lots of Kiana gameplay. Once again, that's another one of those very versatile champions. She can go in the top lane. She can go in the mid lane. She can go in the jungle. And any really good Kiana player, you got to knock that out immediately. So I definitely don't blame them on that.
Looks like just a
Targeting.
lot of the assassins mid. They're just,
Yeah, I
they
was
don't
right
want
about
to
to
see
say
it.
that. Yeah, they're just like, Yasuo, see you later. Kiana, no thank you. And I don't think Delaware has any bans at all, or are they just no bans at all. So they are 100% open right now, Queen's Gambit, to pick essentially anything unless it gets first picked by Delaware. So this is going to be a pretty rough series for them with just no bans. Yeah, we'll see how if they're able to work around that, because right now they're getting targeted for their specific champion, at least their most comfortable champion pools. So Kiana, Yasuo, Gon, Vigar. Yeah, this is strictly mid lane aggressive, like not happening. And
Yeah, I
I don't know
doubt
if they're gonna go for
I
all
doubt it's gonna be
five.
that Viger support. It's probably the Viger mid.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I can
It's
go look
rough.
again, but I don't think I saw any kind of Vigar support. Yeah, this is all mid lane. They definitely do not want Hammered to come out on top in the least bit. They want to be as
Yeah, I
uncomfortable as
will
possible.
say that isn't the worst for them because they at least pretty standard draft. In the first round you're gonna be picking your bot in jungle anyways. There's the Samira coming out for the side of Delaware. So they'll probably just pick their solo in jungle, or excuse me, their bot in jungle and leave the some form of counter pick for the top and mid. Um, but Aurelia and Ashe coming out for Queen's Gambit, so that Aurelia is most likely going to be, I would say,
Mid
in the
lane,
mid lane is where we've seen Aurelia more frequently.
right?
Obviously, Ashe going to be in the bot lane. And Delaware answering with the Mordekaiser and hovering a lot of different champions. But
Yeah.
interesting that
Oh.
they're. I wonder if the Mordekaiser is supposed to be an answer to Aurelia in the top lane. But Jarvan coming out for the jungle. What do you think about these picks
Ooh.
so far?
Samira is not as strong as she once was, obviously, but she's still a
Mhm.
really solid, good pick. She's safe. She has a lot of lifesteal. Mordekaiser's really good in the 1v1 situations. Now, up against the Trundle, though, like you said, that was probably a pick towards the Irelia, thinking, okay, it's going to be Irelia versus Mordekaiser. Smart pick, because it could be flexed there. And then following up with the Trundle. Now, it could also be Trundle Jungle. That's something that we also have, could have a possibility of. And then the J4 being the jungler on Delaware's Derby. That's a really solid jungle pick. Great engage. Forces flash. If they don't have flash, then when he has the cataclysm, I mean, it's pretty much going to be an instant kill. You are locking down, a lot. You have good AoE and just being able to zone people out with that. On top of that, you can go full lethality, a lot of burst damage. So I just think that's a really solid pick. And mixing it up with the Samira as well, you want as many knockups as you can get, or just CC in general to follow up with Samira's passive. Ashe, if she's able to go ahead and time out the ulti correctly and not get wind walled, is going to be really important here. So they're going to have to time out the Samir wind wall 100%. They have to make sure that they get a hold of that. But right now, I like a lot of these picks. Mid lane essentially being banned out. We had the Dr. Mundo and now the Thresh being banned out on from Queen's Gambit to Delaware derbies here. So they were like, okay, we got to get the support off their familiar ones, top lane, just in case, but a lot of mid-targeted ones there. Who's even good to go into Irelia that would be solid? I mean, Zed play, maybe, but I would like to see maybe like a caster, AD, assassin like LeBlanc is really good into Irelia in my opinion.
Yeah, I would think like a LeBlanc or maybe a Syndra who can, just get the
Oh,
Aurelia
I'm a
away
player.
from her, as scatter the weak. I mean, if you miss it, you're dead. But and
It's
also you
true.
want to be able to burst out Aurelia before she can get on top of you.
Right.
Try and keep her as far away from you. I just fell on my arm arm thing. But yeah, just keep the away from you as possible. Try and keep the wave, at a minimum. Um, as soon as Aurelia has a decent wave and can just stack her Q, not fun. So
Ooh.
Hopefully going to see some of that. Leona coming out instead of the Thresh for the side of Delaware.
Yep.
So we'll be Samira Leona, very aggressive bot lane. But Sin and Ash going to have a lot of poke. So we'll see who wins, the poke or the engage, coming out from either side of this bot lane.
That's
And
only
there's
if they're going to be
Yasuo's brother,
aggressive.
the Yone.
Yep. I was right about to say that. I was like, you may get rid of 3 assassins there, but Yasuo has a follow-up, and it's going to be Yone. I was going to say, if they don't ban that out, then he's probably more than likely. Yasuo players and Yone players typically go hand in hand on that. But I personally would rather verse a Yone than a Vigar any day of the week. So I think they did a good picks off that. This is the entire setup now. We have Samira, Leona in the bot lane, Mordekaiser in the top lane, J4 in the jungle, and Yone in the mid lane. We have Irelia, I believe, is going to be the mid laner. Ashe and Senna are going to be in the bot lane. Trundle is going to be in the jungle, and then Sion in the top lane for Queen's Gambit Knights. So there you have it.
Not a lot of AP coming out from Queen's Gambit. I mean,
maybe not.
actually, pretty much none at all. Now that I
I
can
was
see
gonna
it.
say 0.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I was like, I know Senna can like somewhat like build AP items, but I believe still does attack damage with her abilities. So
Yeah. You normally see Kraken Slayer, things like that.
yeah, especially that. You're not going to see I
But
think the Moonblade was the occasional build for Senna, but every game
just
I played
looking
Senna, I
at
just picked
this
Kraken
row,
Slayer. So
personally, I like Queen's Gambit set up a little bit more than Delaware set up personally. The only difference, like you had just pointed out, is the AP difference. So they're gonna only build armor on Delaware. That's all that they have to build. They don't have to build any magic resist whatsoever, so they don't have to waste gold items. Queen's Gambit, though, has to follow it up with the gold items on Mordekaiser, yes, but this is going to be an easy, just Quicksilver, and there you have it, because that's really the only magic resist item that any of them need. So it's not even like it's not even throwing them off. Like you could still get into what's it called? Damn it, the scimitar, the Mercurial scimitar. That's going to help out Ashe. That's going to help out Senna. There's not really any one single person, and you don't want to go out and ulti the Trundle. He's just going to go ahead and steal back the stats that you just stole from him originally, and like the only real person that they can take out is Sion, but how relevant is he in team fights outside of the ulti? So it's just going to be difficult for Mordekaiser to really focus in on one person and capitalize on that. Plus, he's not going to kill Sion anyways. He's too tanky. So it's just going to be interesting, and that's the only reason why I'm giving it to Queen's Gambit is because, yeah, they have no AP, but they don't really need anything there. So please go ahead, let your predictions, what you think is going to be known. It's just up there live. I don't know how many minutes it's going to be. Most of the time it's 2 or 3. So 5 minutes. Okay,
5
thank
minutes,
you.
Yeah.
5 minutes. So go ahead, take a look at that. I'm going to do my vote. I'm going to go ahead and say Queen's Gambit for game number 1, just because I like their comp a little bit. I just like their comp a little bit more. They have really heavy engage, great front line with the Sion, Trundle. Aurelia could just easily hop onto the back line there, and then Ashe and Senna could just poke from afar. Not a whole lot that they can do to really get past Trundle and Sion. Leona could dive back there. Same thing with Yone, but I just don't think that they're going to be able to follow it up with Samira as easily. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah,
100%.
there's just not any range coming out from Delaware. That's how it worries me. There's so much disengage coming out from Queen's Gambit. So many stuns and knockups and just anything to dissuade this team from. Because, I mean, basically the only thing that Delaware can do is just run at you and then try and stack 5 members on you. That's the only way they're going to win this game. Yes, as the game goes, further on and they just stack armor, they'll be able to sit in those 5-man team fights longer. And try and make them last as long as possible. Get those drag fights. Get those tight jungle fights. That's what they want. They want those tight jungle fights. They want to just sit on you because they're all pure melee. There is no range coming out from this team at all, other than the Samira, who still wants to be in the middle of the fight. So it's going to be tough for them, I think, especially to start. As the items start coming out, it'll probably even out a little bit depending on the lead that Queen's Gambit gets. But I think Queen's Gambit just needs to capitalize on their solid teamfight comp. Their front to back looks really good, and I think the first 2 dragons should go to them at least.
I think they should too, and just one major component as well. no bans against their team at all. So they get to pick all of their
Right.
favorite champions, all their most comfortable, and like this essentially should be the top of the line, cream of the crop picks for Queen's Gambit. If they're not picking their absolute best at this point, I don't know what you're doing. You are given a free ticket. If I
Yeah.
can get rid of
Free
your
draft.
Nautilus and I can pick my best champion on top of that, I'm gonna do it every day of the week, every day. So it's just like, you know, you get all these champions, you get all of these picks, and you get all these bans. You should 100% capitalize, and that's a big reason why I think that they should win this.
Yeah,
Just
and Delaware, they get other bands, they get the first pick, and they first pick. So they are really hoping this mirror can pop off because, you know, they put a lot of faith in that first pick mirror that, you know, hopefully that they'll be able to do something with it. You know, blind picking into the Ash. And it's going to be really tough for them. I feel like there's just a lot of potential from the side of Queen's Gambit that as the game goes further, and you know, the itemization probably doesn't matter as much. It's gonna be tough for Delaware for sure. I personally predicted for Queen's Gambit as well, and it looks like chat is agreeing. The predictions end in 15 seconds. 71% for Queen's Gambit and 29% for Delaware Derby. And as I say that, 2% just went to Queen's Gambit. So now we're at 73 to 27%.
Doubt is the greatest enemy.
Ryan, I lost you. So Rylionn is having some some audio difficulties. We cannot currently hear him. So as we're waiting for the game to get underway, I believe it'll be 3 or so minutes as we get into the game, and then have that 3-minute spectators delay. So while we wait, I guess we can talk about the draft a little bit more. I'm just gonna quickly look
Hello?
at the. Oh, there's Rylionn. I was gonna talk about
Okay.
the mid lane, um, you know, the two melee assassins. I guess it really could be more of a bruiser depending on how you build her, going against each other. How do you feel about the Yone versus Aurelia just smacking each other around in that short lane?
All right. Everyone already knows my opinion about Yasuo and Young. I just hate them. I hate them so much. That double crit, it kills me every single. It's
Yeah.
just like that's so. It's such a very good passive. It's so good. The fact that you only have to build 2 items and you have pretty much 100% crit at that.
Unstoppable. 0 and
It's
11.
like you can outplay it and it's manageable. It's just annoying, and that's something that like Vygar's infinite scaling with his AP. It's manageable. It's just annoying, and the
Right.
fact that they got rid of it, you know, makes sense. But if you're banning Yasuo, you're gonna have to go the extra step and ban the Yone, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah, I mean they got the Kiana
have
and
to.
the Veigar out, so they're just trying to get as much out as possible. But
But Yasuo
he
or
might have
Kiana?
just a deep champion pool, so we'll see.
That's true. I mean, he is the captain. You know, he's the leader of the squad. So
Right.
generally, any anime that I've ever watched, captain is always has the most cards. You know, in any deck. The rest of his team is solid. Don't get me wrong, but captain
Hey,
always
that's
holds
what we
his
say about
holds it
Chobi.
close.
Like we're like,
Oh,
you know, if you put 5 bans on him, he's just gonna pick something else. It doesn't matter. Like
yeah, Chobi's a god. He is a god tier jungler.
Champion Ocean.
100%. You can't argue with facts. Like, or Duckmark in the mid lane. Like, there's just certain people. It doesn't matter.
Duck does have. I mean, he wants the Katarina every game, but other than that, yeah. I mean, there's several players. I think Eric's like that as well. It's like he'll play 6 different top laners,
Yep.
and so like
For You in the jungle is another great one. Like, they're just a lot of versatile people for Team Gap, and
Yeah,
Hammered
sure.
can now fall amongst those ranks. We don't know, but we're about to find out here tonight, and
Right.
I'm hoping to see some really good outplays. You know, just based off the matchup itself, though, Irelia and Yone. Early on, I think this is in Irelia's favor versus the Yone, but once Yone
Mhm.
is able to go ahead and get a couple of items underneath his belt, that's when he starts to be a menace. But early
Yeah,
game,
really strong
Irelia is going to
early.
be, yeah. And it is going to be a Trundle jungle, so that also poses as like a different kind of problem traditional than other jungles traditionally. That pillar
Mhm.
is just so good in terms of it's you have to flash over to get around. You still have this giant AoE slow. Like, he's just a menace. You know, not only that, but he's also a pretty good jungler. He gets movement speed buffs. Like his ganks are incredibly good. It's like Xin Zhao, but without getting the jump to you. You know, he just throws the pillar up and then runs at you at 400 miles an hour and then beats you in the face with the club. So
Not
you know,
ideal.
not
It's
ideal.
very terrifying. I mean, both of these champions do technically have dashes, but Aurelia is reliant on a minion, and Yone's obviously you dash and then come back to the original location. So it's not
Unless
exactly
you
an escape.
ulti.
So yeah,
That's true.
unless he's ulting, but not really much escape. Aurelia probably able to escape a little easier than the Yone from these very gank heavy junglers.
Right.
And I'm expecting in this top lane it to be just a wet noodle fight to start out. Mordekaiser needing a few items to probably do any damage to the Scion. He'll probably have a good level 3 against the Scion, depending on how if he does a cheese and sits in the brush and waits for him to walk into his queue.
Probably.
I give this a little bit to the Mordekaiser, just because he has a pretty strong level 3.
Right.
Once he gets, I mean, especially level 2, actually, just as once he gets his EQ, he can
Right.
do a good amount of damage early. But we are getting underway. So far, not seeing anything crazy for the runes, but interesting. So I just realized it's going to be technically an 80 carry Senna, but obviously going to be a fasting Senna. So the heal going on to the Senna and the exhaust on the Ashe. So we'll be
Okay.
getting a fasting Senna, and I mean essentially Queen's Gambit will have 280 carries this game, so that's going to be fun to watch.
And I like how QG IHF is the main ADC roster, but we haven't seen Fasting Senna in a minute, and anytime that we've seen it, we've always seen it pair with the Tom Kench. So,
Right.
like, I don't know how this is going to go with the Ashe, but I do like the double poking against the Leona. That's going to be a problem. The only major really dilemma that they have is when Leona is level 3 and she's able to go ahead and do that engage, they're going to be clamped down. So unless they can really capitalize from level 1 to poke Leona out of lane to where it's like you're not jumping in, and if you do, you're going to die. So,
Right.
That's the kind of lane that we're hoping to see here, but then I would expect, J4 to also have a large presence on the bot lane, because I expect to see the Senna and I expect to see the Ashe definitely pushed up a little bit farther than normal.
Yeah, they're just gonna have to feel the Leona and Samira. They will win the 2v2 if they are able to get on top of them.
Right.
So we'll see how the first hit level 2 is gonna be very important as well. Because if that Leona, H2O Melon does hit level 2 first, they will get lane prio fairly easily.
Right.
But so far, not really any level 1 shenanigans. Pretty much everyone just kind of sitting in the river looking for the opposing team to invade, but probably not going to see anything. Looks like both junglers. Trundle probably going to drop. I was going to assume he's going to drop a ward on that blue side jungle, but he's just going to walk down mid instead.
Yeah.
No vision going into the opposing team jungle. They're just staying on their sides.
Yeah, I like to see, I mean, you already know, like, I love invades. So I like to see a lot of invade action, especially early on. But both teams playing it safe, playing it smart. This is game number 1, so it's kind of a little bit of tension for both teams. They definitely want to take the advantage going into game number 2. They don't want to be on the losing side of that. But, nice safe. We're going to have Trundle starting off on red on top side, so they're kind of mirroring. But when I say mirroring, I just mean red for red, and then they're going to just opposite each other as they're, roaming through their jungles or clearing camps, I guess is a good say. Oh, there we go. A deep ward there by Ashe, actually, near the Raptors. So, and they didn't even see her. They don't have any wards, so she took that free, 100%. Nice vision, so she knows the red, the Raptors, and actually straight for the mid lane here. Captain Ray's going to go ahead and do nice poking there on to Hammered. J4 is waiting in side lane just in case. Should be capitalizing. There he is. There's the early gank. He's going to go ahead and dash forward. The flash comes from Captain Rayu. Very nice early flash, and he's going to go ahead and transition back to his top side blue buff and then go from there. But yeah, nice
Yeah,
early
and
flash.
I'm not sure if the Yone or the J4 got vision on the real spicy, but the Anivia or the Anivia, the Aurelia. But they did not have vision on the Trundle and the blood.
Oh, Spare XL in the top lane. Yeah, lots of fights happening. You know, Delaware Derby's definitely trying to get as many fights as they possibly can. Yun did a fantastic job in mid lane there against Captain Ryu, and here we have now Spare XL against Rastu in the top lane. So it seems like Brown really, really wants to fight. They are the instigators every single time. Nice gank by J4. I just like the deep vision. Like, they have all the knowledge, but there's no pings. I mean, I'm sure they're saying it out loud in comms, but like, it's aggravating that they're like, okay, you know, J4's here, just be careful, like something, you know?
And I think that was really aggressive by Ryu to go for
here we go.
Engage.
Binding's going to land on the H2O melon. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good.
We have a counter gank going into the middle lane. Hammered up is going to go ahead and get poked down quite heavily. He's at 90% in the first blood on over to Captain Ryu. Very good work. Like I said, once that pillar goes up, he knows he's dead. He's going to flash, but he's still slowed. J4 could not make it there in time to go ahead and try to counter anything whatsoever. And we have IHF going ahead and pushing into the tower here just like we expected because, well, they have the range over the Leona there. And yeah, already sitting at half health. Both of them. Whew, that's rough.
That is rough, which let me make sure I am ahead. My game froze there for a little bit, so I think I was like 15 seconds behind. But no, you're good. I didn't realize it till till the kill on Hammered came. But no, we're all good. I am up to speed. Looks like both sides are even on CS currently. Little bit of a lead coming from the jungle. Ryu doing pretty good to get his camps, and also you know, that great gank on the Hammered. So really good pathing by Ryu right now. I don't know if it's Ryu or Ryu, but Rayo.
I think it's Rayo. Rylionn. Once again, almost copyright infringement, but he's just different enough. I'm gonna talk to him later about that though, so don't worry about that. And Spare is just not giving an inch though to Rastu on the top side there, landing almost every pull that we've seen on top side so far. Doing a great job at least keeping experience off of him. He did hit level 5 first, so he does have that slight advantage going into leveling here, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
This, you know, Mordekaiser are able to be, you know, being
here we go. Rylionn again with another gank into the mid lane there. Did try to W forward to get some damage. Had to flash that time now, because if not, that would have been a second death. And Captain Ryu, along with Rylionn, they are doing fantastic. Like, the synergy around them. Like you said, they're probably going to be playing around their mid laner quite a bit. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was on the other side. Never mind. Disregard what I just said.
Right. No, I mean, the J4 wants to, but so far, he just hasn't been able to get as much on the Aurelia. You know, they did have that one unsuccessful gank in the first few minutes of the game. So it's not that it's not that Rich and Smart is not trying to put resources onto Hammered, but they're just getting outplayed by Ryu and Rayo.
Right. Yeah, that's gonna throw me out. Ryu and Ryu.
It's gonna be a mouthful.
I know. Oh man, that's gonna be crazy. But hey, that's gonna make the call-outs even more fun here. But you know, both teams just real slow pace. Only one kill, 5 minutes in. Can't complain about that. That first blood gold, you know, definitely coming about for Queen's Gambit in general. You know, they're ahead by about
they did
a little
spot out
under
the
1,000.
Jarvan, so they Ratsu does know that he's there. So which I don't know how they spotted him out, or just expect him to be there. But or I think he was clearing a ward over there. But
yeah, he was.
Ratsu gonna get out safe. He's gonna get that first back, which I'm assuming. Yeah, he's gonna get the Merc Treads.
So, yep.
Get some tenacity and resistance, so he can withstand this Mordekaiser.
Oh, look who's pathing though. He is level 6 and he's going straight towards bot lane. So I'm thinking we're gonna get a Scion ulti here in the next few moments.
Yeah,
they're also maybe looking for Dragon.
The drag cryo as well.
Yeah, yep, we're doing that. Okay, there we go. Rich and Smart was waiting in the jungle. Very nice engage onto Rylionn. He is looking real low, 10% on the run for his life, and down he goes. Hammered's gonna go ahead and pick up that kill, so now he is even with the Leona. Oh, I'm sorry, with the Aurelia. And there comes the silent ulti, though. It's gonna go ahead and run into the Leona. There it is. Daddy Pacific is getting poked down quite heavily. The knock-up, and there it is. QG is gonna go ahead and pick up the kill onto Daddy Pacific. Hammered, though, getting poked down quite heavily. Ratsu actually is gonna go ahead and not pick up that kill, and it's gonna go on over to Captain Ryu there, and that is 2 kills, and they might pick up the first dragon of the game, which is going to be a Cloud Drake. Spare XL's in the middle of it, though. Don't know why, and QG's going to pick up another kill, puts her at 2-0. Very nice pickup, and then teleport right back to the top lane like nothing ever happened. Free dragon on over to Queen's Gambit. Very well played overall.
Yeah, and 2 kills going onto both of the carries. You know, both on Rylionn and Senna. It's exactly what you want to see. That was really good positioning by the side of Queen's Gambit. Ratsu already expecting a dragon fight, just running straight for it. Was unfortunate that Ryu had to die, you know, just trying to get the vision. So it started off really good for Queen's Gambit, but I think when
You mean Delaware?
did not see Ratsu up top, he probably should have started pathing down, or at least, you know, they should have committed more to keeping the Samir alive.
Right. That's Delaware.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate.
Right. Yeah, it was rough for Queen's Gambit at the beginning of that trade, but they did come out on top with the Dragon, 2 additional kills, or 3, I'm sorry, with the Mordekaiser there at the very end. And then the early Cloud Drake, where you're going to see a Mountain Drake is going to be next, so you already know what that means.
Infernal
Either,
Ocean.
Woo, let's go. Roll my lucky dice. Hopefully we get some Infernal action here. But, yeah, very nice trades all the way around. 1-4 now in Queen Gambit's favor. They're still ahead only by about 1,200 gold. So they're looking still pretty good in terms of CSing-wise on Delaware's Derby right now.
Yeah, that's the thing with Scion. You know, you can bully him all lane, and then he gets one good ultimate and one good knockup, and then the rest of the team is just able to capitalize on that and follow up. So
that's all you need, baby.
Can't really do
one
much.
knockout.
I mean, I think there's just such a good pick from the side of Queen's Gambit, because I don't think that Delaware is going to get as much out of this Mordekaiser as they want. He will win that initial laning phase, but other than trying to catch out possibly the Aurelia or you know, using that Mordekaiser ult to secure an objective like Rift or Drag or Baron, I don't think they'll get as much out of it unless, you know, he's just able to split push and, you know, pull people to the lanes, because I think now that they're so behind, they can't really have as much of a team fight comp. They have to go for a pin comp. They have to go for a 1-3-1, because I highly doubt that they'll ever win another team fight the way the map's looking at the moment.
Right. And there we go. Rayo is going to go ahead. He was trying to look for a gank in top. Couldn't quite do that because of the vision. Looking for a gank on bot or in mid. Couldn't quite do that because of his vision. So he settled for the Rift Scuttle. So there we go. And Sion's going to go ahead and make his way down there. Ratsu, very nice. Dragon, the next Dragon's going to be up in 2.5 minutes. So not really any priority on bot lane. But there is going to be a nice ward that's going to land on the H2 Melon there. He's going to be able to clear that ward. Doesn't really have... See, this is going to be another big problem, though, I think, for bot lane later on. Leona's going to be too tanky to where this poking isn't going to matter as much. And here we go. Captain Ray doing some serious damage on the hammer there. Having those Conqueror stacks add up is very nice. J4 and Trundle both congregating towards mid lane. Uh-oh, let's see if we're going to have a 2v2 here in the middle. Rich and Smart is there with red and blue buff, but Rayo is there just for backup. And I don't think that they realize that yet.
In the wings. I'm a little, I wouldn't say upset, but I kind of was hoping Delaware, you know, they lost the drag, you know, try and return you know, the Rift Herald immediately. You know, they should have at least started pathing towards it, try and get some vision on it to at least try and take it, but just letting the Rift Herald go to Queen's Gambit for free. So they're actually getting both objectives in this round, and plates mid for this Aurelia. So
absolutely.
Not
J4 though is going to go ahead and engage onto the mid lane there to scare him off. That way, that Rift Scuttle doesn't have as much on that Ash Arrow to go into nothing. Young's going to go in and ulti onto the back line there. J4 ulti's going to go off as well. Captain Ryu forced to flash out of it, and it doesn't matter. Ratsu's there for backup. Ratsu's going to go in and pick up the kill on the J4, and that's going to be 2 members down for just 1 member now. And Mordekaiser's going to go in and take off Sion into the ultimate, but is it going to be to any avail? He's very close to his tower, and there goes Hammered for some moral support just to half HP, and back they go. So 2 for 1 overall. Very nice for Delaware Derby.
Only able to get 2 plates off that Rift Herald, so I think that was a really good answer by Rich, you know, to immediately go and try and take out the Rift Herald, and you know, immediately, obviously that amazing Yon ult from Hammered to lock in both Ryu and Ryu. So Really good answer by Queen's Gambit. Delaware Derby. Words. Delaware Derby. No, that alliteration is the Ratsu, Rayo, Ryu, Delaware Derby. There's so much alliteration in this game, Ryan.
I know. Oh no, but H2 Melon is getting poked down pretty heavily right now. He is looking at 20% health, 10%. Oh, the actual T is gonna get blocked. That's what I was saying. Yeah, very good timing, but it doesn't matter. Captain Ray is gonna go ahead and go towards the bot lane as well. Rich and Smart's gonna go ahead and use the E though, try to get there, but it doesn't matter. Is she gonna pick it up? No, she's gonna get stopped underneath the tower. That's why you don't engage with the Leona like that. 5% health, and they get the kill. What a tower dive by Captain Rayu. That's so unfortunate.
That was really greedy. I mean, you've got so much CC, even if they're low, there's so much, easy point and click CC coming from the side of Delaware. So that was very, very risky. I don't think really needed to do that. I don't think it was a shutdown. I believe the shutdown for Aurelia was earlier from the Mordekaiser, but still not ideal. But the Dragon's still going over to the side of Queen's Gambit.
Yep. That is the second dragon of the game, and yes, Infernal Dragon is going to be the soul. Hell yeah! You already know that's my favorite one, and I loved Soviet's comment yesterday when it was first dragon was Claude Dragon. He's like, I can already hear Rylionn just yelling not to take it. And here we go. We're gonna have Rylionn to go back into the mid lane. No, I don't know. I wanted the dragon so bad.
And only about a 2,000 gold lead for the side of Queen's Gambit. So they're not running away with this just yet. But in both sides, not able to secure a turret. But more plates have gone to the side of Queen's Gambit, which I believe where majority of that gold lead is. And then a little bit of CS lead in top and bot. So getting a lot out of the plates. Not as much from the Rift Herald, only getting 2 plates in mid. We'll see if this... I believe the teams will eventually start... At least the side of Queen's Gambit will start running as 5 and probably going to start sieging somewhat soon, probably after the 3rd dragon. So I'm excited to see that and to see how Delaware is going to respond.
I would agree with that. I definitely expect this to transition a little bit more into Delaware's favor the later this game goes, because they do have the Yone, they have the Samira. The only unfortunate part is that J4 and Mordekaiser do kind of fall off later in game. They need to get ahead early, and they're just not. Still 1-1 and 0, 1-1 and 3. They're not behind, but they're just not, ridiculously far ahead like you want them to be typically. When you pick this kind of comp. But, there's still plenty of time, plenty of things. They're not far behind in kills at all. They're not that far behind in gold. Like I said, it's about 1.5k gold difference, 1 kill difference between the two. There is a shutdown available on Senna, so I think if Spare's able to go ahead and lock down the Senna in these ultis, if he's able to even get that close, that is kind of what they want him to do, more than likely.
Yeah, I was expecting to see a lot more steel plate boots coming from the side of Delaware, but Leona opting for the Merc Treads, Yone opting for the Berserker's Greaves. I was kind of hoping for some more armor. I mean, there's literally 580 champions on the side of Queen's Gambit. Yeah. You should start stacking that armor very early, because the later you wait to start stacking that armor, the harder it's going to be, the more ahead that Queen's Gambit's going to be able to get.
Agreed.
And that advantage will not matter as much.
Agreed, 100%. I thought that we would have seen, a few at least early Berserk. I'm sorry.
Steel plates.
Damn. That's. It's at the tip of my tongue.
Berserker or Bramble Vest.
Bramble. Thank you. Oh my god. Right since you said Berserkers, that's the only thing that could stick in my mind. I was like, no, it's Berserkers. Berserkers.
Yes, the Bramble Vest.
The Bramble Vest. Thank you. I thought we would have seen that at least, because of the Trundle healing, the Senna healing on top of that, some early Grievous wounds at least. In that regard, and stacking armor on top of that is kind of what you need. Like you said, the later you wait, the tougher this is going to get. But the same can also be said for Queen's Gambit in terms of DD as well, because you have J4. He's going Gourd Drink, which means he's probably going to be going. I would assume he's going to be going Gourd. No, that is his mythic item. So never mind. I thought that was the Iron Chain Whip for some odd reason. But yeah, so they got to stack armor as well, because he's going to be a menace, and they do have the steel plate caps on the Aurelia and the Trundle, but Here we have Sion on the top lane. He has Merc Treads, I know, for the matchup, but is that going to help overall? Actually, I'm going to shut up now. It will. Leona, definitely. That helps out. It's the only CC that they really have. So yeah, I think Queen's Gambit has really got this played out quite well right now. And I should have put my points in them.
Currently, for sure. Mandate going out for, I believe that's the Imperial mandate for the Ashe. So I like
the Ashe ulti gets blocked again. Daddy Pacific getting poked down quite. She does. Right about to say that.
Yeah, about to hit 40, so she gets that. Well, if Senna would grab that one, but yeah, 40 stacks. So that would be, I believe, 30 extra range and 15% crit. I forget what the stack, but you basically get 2 passive stacks because it's every 20 souls.
Here we go. Nice fight happening into the mid lane here. Great stun from Captain Ray to allow the Rift Scuttle to go off, and they do take the first tower. Very nice. I mean, it was a great, easy 2 scuttles, both dropped in the mid lane there. One thing though that, oh man, I forgot what I was going to say here. Oh, she's not going fasting, Senna, at all. I thought she would have a lot more, soul count by that much. She is not going fasting at all. She's going. She's farming all of the CS, so she's not capitalizing as much as you typically see on Senna's for the souls, at least. So
yeah,
that is one thing that they're not playing.
Low. I would have definitely put the farm on this Ashe. I mean, Ashe has fully stacked her.
Rylionn is going to go ahead, and there he is. A nice Ashe ulti to go ahead and follow up onto the Yo. He's going to go and ulti onto the backline. Is it enough? Yes, it is. He is alive, just barely. Rich and Smart's going to go ahead and slay the Trundle. The Senna ulti is going to go off in the backline to try to provide some kind of shield support, but it doesn't matter. We have the knock over the plant from Rich and Smart back into the fight, but the Sion is there to go ahead and meet him as well, and that is going to be 1 for 3 in Queen Gambit's favor there, and this is going to be the 3rd dragon on the board for them, the Infernal Soul Point. They are playing this so well. All of these team fights have been around the dragon area, and they have done a tremendous job of just securing these objectives. Like, they're playing so well team fighting wise. It goes a little bit not in their favor. They lose 1 member off rip, and you think, oh man, this is going to be Delaware's, like, this is Delaware's right off rip. Nope, they just turn it right around. Great job.
For Queen's Gambit just looking really good. Mordekaiser are not able to join. They're going to answer maybe a top turret if he stays for this, but I mean, they lost 3 members, and now Queen's Gambit is on Soul Point. That fight, like you said, did look really good. They were able to get on the Senna and the Ashe. Sion not being there until later, so they weren't able to play how they wanted. You know, they want to play front to back. They want to sit behind the Trundle and Sion. So the positioning not the greatest for the start for Queen's Gambit, but Aurelia and Ashe just dodged the Yone ultimate and were able to burst him down, so that basically all the damage from the side of Delaware was pretty much gone at that point.
Absolutely.
So really good by them, gaining a lot. You know, gold lead is now increased to 4,000, somewhat 3.5K. But fight coming down top.
Yep, top lane, and Spare XL against Ratsu again. Does use the ulti, but it doesn't matter. Richard Smart's going to go ahead and follow up onto the Sion. Yes, he is I don't know why he flashed. Oh, the Ashe ulti's going to go ahead and get the stun off, but it doesn't matter. They do pick up the kill, and he is going to go ahead and go into that Berserker form to maybe go ahead and provide some kind of support. Nope, nothing yet. And Accelerate is top lane there. Trundle's going to go ahead and... Oh, I thought he was going to back. No, he's going to go ahead and try to follow up with a counter gank of his own. Aurelia's now moving down to the bot lane. Senna's going to stay in the mid, and then Ashe in the top side there. Kind of interesting. I don't know if they want Ashe to try to farm up, get some items, so that way she can do some damage. I'm not sure what role they're trying to have for the Ashe right now. I think she should just stick with Senna the entire time, because Senna just doesn't have any escapes. You know, with the Leona, you know, with the Yone, with the J4, like, having her go alone into these lanes, personally, I would not be doing, but... They seem to be
21 minutes of the game, I'd be expecting, you know, like a 70, maybe, you know, 70, 75 souls for the Senna, but still only at 49, only at the 20%.
Great dodge by Captain Ray onto the bot lane to turn it onto Daddy Pacific there, and Daddy Pacific getting real low. H2 Melon trying to provide something, but it's not enough. Flash forward to get the kill off onto him, and there goes Rylionn. And there she's going to go ahead and turn around onto H2O Melon, and the double kill. The 1v2 Aurelia takes the double kill, and a Senna snipe from across the map onto the Mordekaiser. That's 3 members down now for Delaware's Derby, and Queen's Gambit just looking so good.
So much going on there. But yeah, really, really good play by Captain Rai there. That was had to burn the flash, but you know, able to take down both Daddy and H2O. And both of them burned, I believe, 3 of their summoners as well. So definitely came out super ahead on that trade.
Oh, Yon is going to go ahead and ulti onto Accelerate there. Accelerate, like I said, by himself. Hammer's going to go ahead and pick up the kill, though. Very much needed. It was on the Ashe, so she didn't really have a whole lot going for her. I don't even know why she was by herself in that position, trying to get some deep wards in, maybe? I do not know.
That's very questionable. I don't see...
Okay, Ratsu though getting picked on 4 members of Delaware Derby. He's gonna go ahead and collapse onto Ratsu. Ratsu's a tanky boy, but he can't out-tank all of them. Yon's gonna probably go to nope, Daddy Pacific's gonna go ahead and pick that up. The Beast Form's gonna go ahead and come out, that passive. Huge menace. Get him low enough, that's gonna be a free kill one day. But
Queen's Gambit just getting really comfortable there.
Yeah.
Those are mistakes that I don't think should have happened. Ratsu should have definitely left a lot sooner. Especially you know, after seeing Accelerate die, you know, most of the members are going to try and take you out. I don't know why they were so out of position and overextended. I think that was just a silly mistake. No other way to say it. Still, you know, 4,500 gold up, so 3 towers to 0. Queen's Gambit still looking very strong. Obviously, this is going to be a sole point for them, so they're going to try and go for this Dragon Prio.
oh yeah, they're clearing out all the vision. You love to see it. Ashe has 2 pink wards though. Hasn't dropped either one of them, I think, on the map. Silent ulti is going to be coming through. He's going to make his way to top lane though, to try to maybe stop the Mordekaiser from backing, but not in time, unfortunately. He does have teleport available. So does Mordekaiser. So I expect to see them teleporting here. It is slow point, just like you had pointed out here. 24 seconds left, so he's going to try to push that top wave in as much as he can for that tier 2 top tower, and then probably teleport onto bot lane there.
Yeah, Infernal Soul for a team with Aurelia and 280 carries behind her, that is very scary. Not something you want to see. So this is do or die. They have to go for this. They can't give this up.
No, he's gonna go ahead and start it. Axe is gonna go ahead and hit the ulti though onto the Mordekaiser. Spare is gonna go ahead and be the first one to drop. Captain Reed's gonna pick it up. Rylionn is gonna go ahead and fall to really low. Hammer the fuck up is gonna go ahead. I'm sorry. H2O Melon is now looking real low, and that is 4 members down. Richard Smutt's the only one that survived. Are they gonna go for the ace? No, they are not. My fault, Hammered. Your name is too good.
Remember, now the current lead for most aces in the game is Team Green with 3 aces in one game. 6.
That is true.
So that is the what to go for. Has there been any aces this game? I believe I've seen most people get out.
No, there's been 3 kills, and then this time we saw 4, but we have not had an ace yet for this game.
We'll see if they can get 6 in these the rest of the series, but.
Hey, game 1
looking really good for Queen's Gambit. I'm foreseeing this is going to be GG very soon. Teams have come back from worse, but I just think that
here we go. Richard Spot's going to go to engage onto the back line. Ashe is forced to flash. The ulti's going to come back up again, trapped inside of his own Cataclysm. Doesn't matter. Spare Excel and Captain Ryu are in a battle of their own. She's going to go ahead and turn onto Daddy Pacific. Doesn't quite pick up the kill, though. That's going to go on over to Spare XL. Very nice, and they are able to pick up 2 kills. Let's see if they might be able to capitalize. They do have an open inhib now, which means just free gold for right now, so not too bad. They need to try to get something going on. They have to capitalize on objectives. They don't have a single tower as of yet. They also don't have any of the jungle objectives at all.
I was just going to say that there's 0 objectives coming from the side of Delaware.
I've been there, trust me.
Yeah, they haven't even taken a Rift Herald, so...
No.
That's definitely something they will have to improve next game. But top tower a little bit low, but it is past the river, you know, a little further down. They don't have any vision outside of, looks like a ward in the middle of the river. So bit risky to overextend and try and take that tower. I doubt that's going to go down anytime soon. I think what the side of Delaware needs to do is they need to get a pick. They need to...
Ooh.
I mean, Ashult does, you know, come out, unable to live.
Hammered forced the ulti to get out of there, missing every binding. It's like a mini game. You gotta dodge the Silent ulti, the Ashe ulti. You gotta dodge the Senna W or E's.
I will say those are engage ultimates from both sides. You know, the last fight, Queen's Gambit leading with the Ash Arrow. You know, Hammer typically leading with the own ultimate in the past few fights. But
And they're gonna pick up the free Baron.
yeah, it looks to be a free Baron. I mean, H2O and A4 are the only ones here, but there's so much appeal from the side of Queen's Gambit. They're just gonna take this for free.
Yeah, they definitely are. It's looking like it. Rich and Smart getting zoned. I mean, Ash is doing a great job. They're just allowing Ash to do whatever they want.
Notice Aurelia is in the bot lane. Aurelia can definitely take a tower here. I'm actually kind of confused why Queen's Gambit is going for the recall. I think they definitely should have gone for a fight there and try and, you know, allow Aurelia to get the inhib. But TP gonna come out for Yon and
H2O looking really low right now. Forced to pop the ulti onto Rylionn. Accelerate is now by themselves, forced into the 1v2. Rylionn's taken out of the ulti, taken out of the fight with the ulti coming in from Mordekaiser. She does fall, though, to Rich and Smart. Very nice, and they have a 1-for-1 there, it looks like. Now it's going to be a 2v1 situation. H2O holding on by just a thread. Teleport does come through from there. Let's see if she's able to go ahead and pick up the kill. Yes, she does pick up the kill, and she's not going to focus her attention onto Daddy Pacific there, but it doesn't matter. 3 members of Delaware Derby are there for support, and they do pick up the kill. That's 3 Barons gone now for Queen's Gambit. The only 2 that are left are on Senna and Scion, which are in the top lane right now. So I don't know if I would have given up that many.
Yeah, I mean, they still have the Infernal Soul, so losing Baron is not something that will be too much of a detriment for the side of Queen's Gambit. But yeah, really greedy by them. They will still take this top turret, so they're still, you know, funneling gold into their team with this Baron. But yeah, very questionable why they stayed that long. I think the only time they should have stayed was when Aurelia was still in the bot lane, like I said, and allow Aurelia to take the inhib. But I guess, you know, they stay at the wrong time, and I think for now, for at least, you know, look for the next game so far, I think Delaware is definitely needing to improve on the objective side. They need to prioritize these objectives a lot more. Queen's Gambit, you know, they're ahead. They need to stop you. They need to stop overextending. You know, they need to learn when to peel back, when to accept that, you know, the team can return kill you. You know, you're not that ahead to where you're invincible. So I think they need to respect the opposing side in their positioning post fight and taking the objective.
I could not agree more. I mean, that's one thing that a lot of people have to learn is like when to take your wins and just walk away. Here we go. Hammered is going to go ahead and engage though onto Ratsu into the top lane. He does have his ultimate available to get him out of a sticky situation if need be. No other support though from his team from Queen's Gambit. They are just going to go ahead and just back off there a little bit. That empowered, they don't want to fight into the empowered Baron minions. Like, that's just free damage that they don't need.
Nope.
Is he just going to back completely? Okay, yeah, he is.
I
They're
would
not.
say he should probably.
Nope.
He's gonna keep pushing. I mean, he knows that the Elder Drake is spawning soon, so obviously Rich having to back, and Ratsu gonna have a priority on this top lane. Looks like Mordekaiser's just gonna save his teleport and just run up. I lied.
Well, Leon's gonna go ahead and pop the ulti onto Ryu there. Ash is gonna follow up with an ulti of her own. That's very interesting. No one followed up after that, but HML not gonna get chunked down heavily by Captain Ryu and Rylionn there, and they're gonna go ahead and focus their attention onto Rich and Smart. They are gonna go ahead and go down. Double kill on over to Captain Ryu. Teleport's gonna follow through from Ratsu, and they are looking to pick up this dragon within the next 20 seconds. They're doing a phenomenal job. The communication and just whereabouts of the entire team. Queen's Gambit has got this completely under control right now, objective-wise.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh my god, look at all that damage happening on the Hammered. Hammered's gonna go ahead and try to engage onto the back line. Does pick up a kill on the IH after the first death for them, but they are gonna go ahead and turn back around, pick up the kill on to Yone, and yeah, that's just gonna be a free Elder Drake. It might not get on over to IHF, unfortunately, but 4 members out of the 5 getting it, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of would have hoped he would have saved that for the Elder. It'd probably be better to risk dying for, you know, at least if he's able to get, you know, a kill, at least a kill in the pit, or even potentially stealing the Elder.
Okay, yeah, they're just gonna go to push without any regards.
He went for it.
Oh no, they're gonna go to pick up the Elder Dragon. Great job from Trundle, Spare XL, and H2O. And yes, there it is. There's that Elder buff coming in clutch already. Oh no, they use the ulti on the Axe. Can she get out? No, she can't. Falls, unfortunately, on over to Spare, but yeah, that Elder buff on the rest of the team, though, is a great follow-up.
Soul and Elder, this is probably going to be ending fairly soon.
Beginning of the end for game number 1. But hey, you still have a Yone. You have a Yone, you have a Samira, but they are a very tanky team. No, they're going to fall immediately. The Senna ulti's coming in just a little bit delayed, but no, that's 2 kills. Yeah, they are looking to go ahead and end out game number 1, it looks like. They don't have any minions, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter. They have them now, so yeah.
They're just going to tank it.
Yeah, they're just going for it. Ratsu is just in front of their base. Yeah, just zoning him. He's like, I'll take all the damage. I don't really care. You can kill me. I'll just come back even stronger. And game number 1, there it is, on over to Team Queen's Gambit. Great job. Just great communication, great gameplay all the way around. Like, they had every single jungle objective in the game. Every dragon, every scuttle, every baron, all of them were just picked up by Queen's Gambit. Like, you're going to win games by picking up those things, definitely. They also, I don't think that they had a single tower. Let me double check that.
They had the top turret. They had the single top turret.
Okay.
I believe was taken down by minions. I think they just pushed it a little bit, and then minions were able to finish it off. But yeah, no, as predicted, I knew that Queen's Gambit would get the first 2 dragons just based off how their team comp did. Against Delaware, but Delaware. I just think they should have played a little bit more, like I said, around the objectives. They, when they lost the dragon, they should have gone for the Rift Herald. They honestly should have just given up first dragon and just gone for the Rift Herald. And they were winning that Mordekaiser lane. They should have put at least some resources into the Mordekaiser or into the Yone, pop that Rift top or mid.
Right.
But they weren't able to do that. I mean, because Queen's Gambit didn't really get anything out of that first Herald. They only got 2 plates, and they also lost, I believe, 2 members. So they didn't really get anything out of that. So obviously, a lot of things that we look back on that we want to improve. It was the first game of the series, first game in the Silver League. So for these guys, so.
Gotta get all those nerves shaken off in game number 1, you know what I mean? And then game number 2, they're gonna go ahead and come back strong. I think it'll be a great 3-game series, 100%. Hold on one second, I apologize.
No worries, gotta get the
yes.
short intermission, and then we will get into picking bans.
Yep, they're just going ahead and picking their sides now, but great game number 1. I mean, like you said, this is just the beginning of the Silver League. It's a little bit different playing in front of people, so nerves definitely will be there. I expect to see that, but Queen's Gambit was very comfortable. Like we said,
they were playing very, very aggressive. And especially that, I believe it was the second to last, I believe the fight right before the Elder, with the Ashe arrow engage, they were able to play exactly how they wanted to, just front to back, sign Aurelia Trundle in the front, send an Ashe just plopping, shooting from the back. Like, it's exactly how they wanted to play it. They killed 4 members actually, or I forget if it was 3 or 4 members, but they killed enough of the team that they just get a free Elder Dragon. Exactly how they want to play it, though. Exactly how I expected them to play it. So really got on them to understand, their strengths and how they can get ahead and how can they maintain their lead. Hopefully they'll won't be as greedy this time around and back when they need to. You got to spend that gold before you fight again, don't try and waste that lead you just got by winning a fight.
You got to be smart about the trades. Like, it's good to get ahead, and if you want to maintain the ahead, you got to go back to base, buy some items, reset. If you have Baron, keep the buffs. Try to spread out, especially Baron, as much as possible. You want to empower those minions.
You really like the 131 with the Baron buff. I know that's one of your
that's my that's one of my personal favorites. Like, if I could build something around a team, it would be Baron buff 131, because you're capitalizing in every lane, and you're going to be a little bit slower at pushing, and the only dilemma is if they put 5 people down mid or 5 on top or something, but then you still have the rest of the team that's able to do something on the map. We didn't really see a whole lot from Gambit with their Baron. We did see the Irelia on the bot lane, which was super smart, but then they decided to overstay a little bit longer because they were teleporting to the bot lane there, and Ashe decided to get the arrow off onto Leona, and they tried following up there, and they did pick up the Leona kill, but they lost 2 Baron buffs after that, so it was kind of like that wasn't really worth the trade, in my opinion. But that is completely fine. Lots of things that we can see from the outside looking in. It's different when you're in the middle of playing versus going ahead and doing that. Draft has already started, by the way. We do have Queen's Gambit now on blue side and Delaware Derby on red side, it looks like. The first ban of the game from Queen's Gambit is going to be the Kiana once again. And once again, Delaware Derby has 0 bans to go ahead and pick from. So, unfortunately, they're at Queen. Oh, they have bans. They have 3 bans this game.
Right.
So they're able to pick 2 bans. Okay, perfect. So they only get 3 bans for game number 2. So this puts them at a little bit of even playing ground now into game number 2 here. So that was pretty unfortunate.
So they will have the 2 round 2 bans as well. So
yes. Oh, the Vygar again. So Kiana Vygar, and we're probably going to be seeing the Yasuo ban again. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I think Yasuo's more annoying than Young, personally. I don't really know. He is not my favorite. The wind wall just adds a whole dynamic to the game that just screws everything up. And there it is. Yes, Yasuo is going to be the 3rd ban there.
Yep.
They lose the first 3 bans just like you guys had said, so they got to wait that one out. But
I believe it's 2.
the first 2 bans. Oh, okay. My apologies. No, I heard my brain interpreted what you said differently. That's my fault. So they get 3 bans and 2 non-bans, and they're gonna go ahead out of all of them ban the Ashe. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will say I don't think the Ashe ults were pretty annoying, but
Irelia.
I was really confused by Queen's Gambit on how they did the lane. I was fully expecting a fasting Senna and
Me
putting
too.
all the farm onto Ashe. Because Ashe is not a champion. I mean, she does have the utility from the Ashe ultimate and, the constant W slows.
Right.
I would have preferred having some more gold put onto her. Because she's not a Tom Kench or not another champion like the Leona where, you're pure utility. Ashe still would rather do at least some damage. Even if you go for the Imperial Mandate, like it would have been preferred to at least have another item for some of those fights. I think. Ashe kind of really after you use that ultimate, you're just kind of pressing W for slows. W and Q for the slows. So
those ultimates were coming in clutch, and when they did land, they were impactful. They had a lot of damage. The across the map ones were a little bit optimistic, and obviously we didn't see a lot of those hit that were across the map.
Yeah, which I expect those no matter what.
Those close-up ones, though, it's a short stun duration, but lots of damage up front, and then that allowed the rest of our team to go ahead and follow up. Great job from the Trundle, great job from the Scion, and especially great job from Irelia being able to go ahead and secure the CC lockdown and just chain that CC to secure these wins, especially around those objectives, like we saw Dragon many times. It was always Ashe ulti followed up with the Scion ulti, or vice versa. So we do have the Irelia pick coming in again from Queen's Gambit, and now we have the Ziggs pick. Very nice. Silas was the first pick from Delaware Derby, and then the Leona pick once again from Delaware onto the bot lane. Do you expect to see Ziggs ADC, or do you expect him to see Ziggs mid?
I hate it so much. We were talking about this earlier in the caster's desk before the stream. I hate Ziggs so much. I hate AD carry Ziggs. As a support and a support player, it's the worst thing to play against. And then that you pair it with the Zyra that they just picked out for Queen's Gambit. There's gonna be so much poke coming out from this bottom lane. It's gonna be very hard. Vayne coming out for Delaware, such a short range AD carry. This is gonna be tough for them. They're gonna have such a hard time early game. Vayne also wanting to be more of a late game carry. Leona obviously really good in team fights. So Silas as well. He wants a few items. So they're Delaware definitely going for this late game comp. So far is what I'm seeing.
Who was your MVP last game?
What's that?
Who was your MVP from last game? Because they're respecting the Ashe and the Trundle. They banned them both out, by the way. But I just want to know who your MVP... My personal was Rylionn on Trundle. 100%.
Yeah, I was going to say the Trundle.
And I'm glad that they respected that. 1,000,000%. He was everywhere.
And this is more of a... this isn't just a jungle thing, but... jungle does a lot to make this impact is objectives. They literally got every single objective in the entire game. So you can't say that wasn't a factor made by that Trundle.
1,000,000%.
So well securing all those objectives, having really good pathing. He was at the objectives when he needed to be. They were always the first ones at the objective. Like they were always the one creating the vision at the Dragon Pit, creating the priority. So really good by him, getting that solo rift after they'd already taken Dragon as well.
Right.
So really good pathing by him. I think they pinged
Ooh.
out the other jungler as well. Uh, Rich and Sweet. I apologize for Rich and Smart. No, I was
Rich and
close,
Smart.
but he can be
Rich and
sweet.
Sweet,
He's
that was
rich,
nice.
sweet, and smart. But yeah, I think the few times that he pinged him out and played really well. Did so much for his team. So yeah, I agree. Really good MVP coming out from him.
Right. No, they definitely did a fantastic job all the way around on Queen's Gambit, and also IHF not dying at all until the very end. That's a feat all on its own. I mean, Senna,
Right.
she didn't go fasting Senna. Like, she didn't really have that high of a soul count, but she capitalized heavily. Great positioning in these team fights, and great job from last game. In this game, now we see the Ziggs, Zyra bot lane, Warwick, I believe, is going to be jungle, Volibear top, Irelia mid for Queen's Gambit, and then we have Leona Vayne in the bot lane, Dr. Mundo in the top side, Silas in the mid lane, and J4 in the jungle, I believe is going to be the setup here. But
Yeah,
one thing that I
it.
personally like is Delaware's ban list. Scion
I
Trundle.
will say, did we talk about the Aurelia yet and how much of an impact he had in team fights?
Not yet.
And
predictions are live.
Predictions are live, so throw out your wonderful Twitch points. I forget what they're called.
Channel points.
Oh, the gaps. Like we call them the gaps.
Little
It's the
gappies.
currency.
Throw out your gappies.
Yeah, throw out your gaps. I'm gonna throw it towards Queen's Gambit again this time. Although I do kind of like the comp coming out of Delaware, because Queen's Gambit doesn't have that front to back comp as much this game. It's about this. It's about the same actually. Now I look at it.
Yeah, I was like, Warwick Volibear?
I was mostly looking at the Warwick Aurelia again, but yeah, Volibear is going to be a big tank. It's going to be really annoying to be in front of.
Agreed.
And once it's actually now I'm looking at I'm looking at a higher view right now of both comps, exact same as the first game. Queen's Gambit going for that front to back, poke comp or a poke lane bot. Aurelia in the middle lane, and then just bruisers in the top and jungle. Whereas Delaware, once again, going for a pretty melee short range comp. They're wanting to go for the dives. They're wanting to get picks. They're wanting to spread out, either spread out and get picks, or all jump on one person at the same time and focus. Not really going for extended fights. They want quick burst fights. If there's an extended fight, they lose every time, just like they did last game. So they're going to have to get as many picks as they can this game. I will be predicting Queen's Gambit for this one, just because based on the first game, if it's the exact same comps, unless Delaware has learned, how to play this comp, play this game and with these two comps, I think that they're going to be in the same predicament. They're going to have to get objectives. They're going to have to burst someone down. Most likely the Ziggs, I would say. The Ziggs and Aurelia are going to be very problematic. Obviously, those are the carries, but Ziggs can do a lot to your team very quickly. He's a lot of AoE, especially coming from that cross-map ultimate. Like, you got to kill the Ziggs, and he will blow up your towers, which is obviously the worst.
His ulti got buffed a couple months back, so now it's even shorter time to get to the
and his bomb, I believe, his Q as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so as well. I think they did buff that, and they haven't corrected it since. And by correct, I just mean like diminish it in any way. But it's the night is still young. I always aim for a game number 3. I really do like the Silas pick though, because that is a major component that I think is overlooked in a lot of team comps. Silas being able to steal the ultimate from anybody. So yeah, they have a Ziggs ult, but so does the other team. Not only that, but they also have a Mundo and a Vayne. Like, the later this game goes, the worse it's going to be for Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, and I like the idea of him stealing a Ziggs or a Zyra ultimate, because you have the Solar Flare from Leona. They can lock down, especially if Queen's Gambit were to clump up. If you get either a Leona or if you get a Solar Flare onto 3 or 4 members, and he
Right.
has that Zyra or Ziggs ultimate and throw that onto their team, a Silas full AP dropping one of those 2 ultimates will do so much AoE damage that
Ridiculous.
they're able to especially capitalize. Once you get them low enough, Vayne can easily execute them very quickly. If you give Vayne, especially a 4-item Vayne, and you have any sort of CC and burst on an opponent, they're not going to be looking at that Vayne until it's too late, I feel like. So I think Delaware, with that Silas, you're right, they do have more tools than I think they did last game.
Right. No, they definitely do, and that's just something that they're gonna have to look out for, just in case. You definitely don't want to get caught out. I know you're running on a high whenever you go into game number 1 and you absolutely dominate, but you gotta be ready. There's a huge mental reset that we've seen time and time and time again from just Team Gap in general. Like, how many times do we see a game 1 absolute destruction, and then game 2? It's as if game 1 never even happened. So
I feel like the very first split when I was on green, that was our curse. Like, I believe, I think from weeks 3 to 6, we always stomped the first game, and then mental reset just full int the second game. We're like, what are we doing? It was 3 or 4 weeks in a row where it's like, we're just kind of what, and then we'll come back to win the third game. But the second game is always like, what are we doing? We just get too confident, get too cocky. It's not over for Delaware. This is a 3-game series. They could easily win game 2 and 3. It is definitely not over. And they had 3 bans this time, so they were able to get more out of draft than they did last time. So good for them. We'll see if what improvement we'll see out of either of these teams. Obviously, objectives for Delaware, Queen's Gambit, stop being greedy. We'll see what those are the one thing I want for each team to improve for this, going to this second game. Other than that, it's the same comps, so I mean, we'll see, who's able to play it better.
Yeah, and I went ahead. It's been a little bit since I dropped a gifted sub into the channel, so I went ahead and did so. And unfortunately, SKT Chovy was one of those recipients.
Of course it was.
So he got a sub. Volps, Damon, shout out Volps. Waterboard Ronan, dear God, Legomari and Botboy, congratulations on your gifted subs there, and also Acadian Army as well. I meant to click on 5, but I clicked on 1 the first time, and I was like, I gotta redo it and do 5. So good job. You guys don't gotta worry about the pesky ads any longer. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if we've been playing them. I'm also obviously sub, so I can never tell. Just something that we never have to worry about, right? Right? Isn't that right, Primus? You just never worry about it.
Exactly. I am also sub, so do not know myself. That's okay. We're getting into game 2. Team Brown against Team Black of the Silver League. Queen's Gambit Knights versus Delaware Derby.
Yep, and they switched sides this time, so Queen's Gambit is going to be on blue side, and Delaware's Derby is going to be on red side. I'm loving the skin selection so far. Prestige Edition, both Silas and Leona.
Ooh,
sexy.
Skin Vantage. They have a chance.
Hey, it's real. I've been there. I've done it. I've had a team that had nothing skins versus a team that had no skins at all. Did not go well for the team that had no skins. I'm just saying. It is
4-4 in skins, but I mean, maybe the prestige counts a little bit more.
That's like 1.5 skins.
Zigs. They have a gym.
Hey, so. Okay, that balances out then. That balances out.
Skin Vantage is no longer there.
No, I'm sorry. I take back everything. But game number 2 is now underway. Once again, Queen's Gambit versus Delaware Derby. So let's go ahead and begin this. I hope we get to see some kind of invade. I don't think either team really has an invade advantage.
Not really, from what I can see.
So they're probably going to go with the 5-point.
Yeah, some of these, a lot of these champions excel, level 2, level 3. They need a little bit more, nothing too strong, for the level 1 at least. So we probably won't see any level 1 shenanigans. I know when we cast together, that is something we're always crossing our fingers for. I'm just waiting for that 5 versus 5 brawl in the river, level 1. My favorite thing to see. It's like when it snows on Christmas. It's absolutely Do you think they're gonna do it?
Oh my god, they are doing it. Oh my god, the gods
They're
are.
sneaking.
They're sneaking. They're sneaking around. They're going the long haul. And
Is
Leona
it
and
gonna
Vayne
snow
are
on
in the
Christmas,
dragon pit.
Rylionn? Please.
It's gonna snow. It's snowing on Christmas Day, my boyo. Let's go.
Leona might get caught out here. Oh, they're going for it.
They are okay.
They
do land. Yep, they did land on the Vayne. Vayne's gonna go and get poked down. The flash forward from both Ratsu and from Warwick. The flash over the Vayne. Okay, she's at 15%. Tumbles into the wall and gets away to safety. Barely. 2 flashes for 1. I'll take that trade any day. And they are looking for the invade to just go ahead and take the blue out 100%. No deep wards from Delaware's Derby, though, in retaliation to any of this, except for the one on the very, very far bot lane. But that's... I don't know if that's really information that they're going to need.
Yeah, I don't think... I mean, they do have the ward in the bottom jungle. I don't know if they expected to see anyone. I'm hoping that Rich does go for the blue buff in the top side and that he doesn't, lose a buff in this scenario. J4 not really with the fastest clear. And I didn't see if Mundo gave him a leash, so he gonna just take through the Raptors and then, or might just run straight to blue buff. It looks like he's running straight to the top side blue buff, so he won't get. Ooh. I'm confused.
No.
What's
looking
J4's pathing? But
I'm not sure either. He's looking to maybe get a gank there onto the mid lane. Hammered is going to go ahead and step forward. Okay. Stun's going to go ahead and land as well. Captain Ray is going to go ahead and push forward. He's just wasting time at this point. Go, my good.
There's no kill potential until Silas hits at least level 2. He's just kind of waiting the wings now. Warwick can take all 3 buffs.
Yeah, he can.
He's going to check to see if his blue's still there.
There we go. He was very patient. That force Ray to go ahead. Has to flash. The Ignite's going to go ahead and go off. No, I'm sorry. They don't have an Ignite, but First Blood's going to go ahead and go off. My apologies. The red buff with the flames threw me off. Is going to go ahead and take effect. And the First Blood on over to Hammered up. So, patience did end up paying off.
Just going for another gank in the bot lane.
He is a menace. They are pushed up a little bit. Yeah, they don't have any wards available. H2O is getting poked down pretty heavily. They might use that to their advantage, though. Look a little bit lost, look a little bit innocent, and then boom! J4 is going to go ahead and pop out into the jungle there. Does not land the E, unfortunately, and no follow-up from H2O or Daddy Specific. I almost said Specific, but that is not his name.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness coming out of Rich, but he is so behind in the jungle right now. Down 8 CS, Warwick getting all 3 buffs from both blue buffs and his own red buff. I don't think that was good by Rich. They did have that ward in the bottom red side. He should have just assumed that they were taking his blue. The bot lane did not return to their red side, so he should have just gone for the blue buff. He should not have tried to take that kill mid. And he did miss the knockup on Aurelia too, so Silas was forced to flash.
Rylionn is going to go ahead and make his way to top side there for a gank. Ratsu's going to go ahead and follow up as well. Nice engage. The Fury is going to go ahead and go off. The flash is going to be used by Spare XL. Or is it Spare XI? I keep on saying XL. I'm just going to call him Spare from this point forward. Is it Spare 11?
Spare, and I'm assuming it's Roman numerals. That's going to be Spare 6.
XI? X is 10. V is
11.
5.
Sorry, math is hard. I took Latin. It's fine. For some reason, I thought that was a V.
Back to bot lane, J4 goes for the gank on the QGA-IHF and Accelerate. Oh, the knockup is going to go ahead and hit this time. He does land the knockup, though, on Daddy Pacific. And is Accelerate going to go ahead and fall? The heal's going to go ahead and burst through as well. Gets stuck underneath the tower. Great binding from Accelerate. And no, they don't pick up the kill. That's insane. Warwick's going to follow up as well.
Why H2O was... They were splitting priority. H2O was going for the Zyra, where Daddy and J4 were going for the Ziggs.
Yeah.
Leona could have just saved her, you just EQ'd the Ziggs and he would have been dead, but he split his focus to the Zyra so that they weren't able to burst either one down. So a little bit of mistake coming out from the Leona.
Here we go. Another gank comes in from Rich and Smart. He is level 4 this time, but Rylionn is going to go and circle around the back. Doesn't matter. Daddy's going to go to pick up the kill onto the Ziggs. H2O Melon is the next target, but Rylyonn's getting a lot of CC done to him. And there it is. He is going to fall, but to what? He's going to go ahead and cause his own life. Accelerate, doing a great job. Lands a double root. That plant is just doing work there. And there is Daddy Pacific forced to back off from that point forward. But great job. 2 kills now on over to... Delaware Derby, And now it is 1-3, and they are ahead for the first time in the series.
Yeah, 3-1, looking really good for them. Some misplays coming out from Queen's Gambit. Not as strong as we saw in last game, but I'm liking how both teams are playing it. I mean, obviously, Warwick a lot more ahead in the jungle, but Gayfar is 100% co-participation. He is bloodthirsty. Rich and Smart, I think on 4 ganks now, and it's not even, you know...
working on number 5. Here he is in the bottom lane. Oh no, the dash forward to Ray is going to set Rich and Smart up for just the perfect gank, and Hammered is going to go ahead and follow through in a 3rd kill. No, I'm sorry.
I apologize, Captain Ryu. That was the caster's curse. I was hyping up Rich and Smart for his ganks. He heard me. He had to do it again. I apologize, Ryu.
It's okay. It happens sometimes. We
Still
just
100% co-participation from Rich and Smart.
Missed all 3 of those minions, unfortunately. They're spare. That's all right. They are going to go ahead and try to pick up... Oh, pause. All right, I believe there may have been... Yeah, there was a little bit of a technical difficulties there on the bot lane for Team Delaware Derby. But this is what I was talking about. A nice mental reset. They just shook off all the emotion from game number 1, went very smoothly into game number 2 there. And now they're ahead 1-4, head by about 500 gold, getting that first blood. Definitely would have been helpful, but that is... Or no, they did get it. I'm sorry. Yeah, J4 got it to Silas there. My apologies.
Right.
So,
yeah,
I mean, that's really the only reason why they're ahead.
Smart right now already.
They have 4 kills, but if it really wasn't for that first blood kill, like, the CS difference is kind of big in Queen Gambit's favor right now. So, you know, the gold is only ahead by 500 due to the fact that they have first blood. This is just a slight buffer. Happens after every pause. Your stream is not broken, everybody. It's okay. And then here we go. And, you know, bot lane, they're ahead slightly, which we expected because, like you said, Ziggs, just one of those pokey, annoying ones.
Yeah, and it's going to get harder, I think, as the game goes on. All right,
Spare knew that Rayo was up there. I don't know why he decided to go ahead and go in, but Rosu's getting very low. Let's see if the Q is going to go ahead and land. Yes, it does. First kill on over to Spare there. He's going to go ahead and turn attention now onto the Warwick. Leon is getting super low. The healing is coming in clutch, but it doesn't matter. He is a tanky boy. Richard Smart now making another gank onto the bot lane. The Condemn into the wall, and down goes Accelerate. And Daddy's going to pick up a 2nd kill and probably going to go ahead and pick up that first dragon of the game. Or not. Never mind. I thought they would.
Yeah, once again, I mean, they don't know where the Warwick is, and I kind of understand because the Silas did back. Silas did have TP, though. Aurelia has the mid priority. The lane is shoved in his favor, so I kind of understand this. But you know, you kill someone in the bot lane, and if they had more vision on the Warwick, I think he would have just went straight for it.
Right.
He was just top lane, so I think that would have been just an easy free dragon. I don't think Aurelia could have 3v1'd, but they're gonna go for it now anyways.
Yeah. Ryu just forced a flash there after trying to clear that ward. Great job, because she would have gotten picked off by Rich and Smart or by H2O there. They have some nice vision, or clearing the vision, you know, getting the blasting cone as well, so they can't just surprise them over the tower, or over the wall. And yeah, they're trying everything that they can, but you might want to give it up there. Yeah, they're just going to go ahead and give it. This is ulti. Okay, QG. I like the looks there. That was very close. And having no wards there, you almost got it as well, but... Woo!
Bit risky for the side of Delaware. I think, you know, once again, they should have taken that earlier, but still end up getting the first dragon. Already improving.
Hammer's going to go just make his way to bot lane there. Does steal the Zyra ulti. Does get a great knockup, though, on the QG and does pick up 1 kill. There it is. Daddy's going to go ahead and follow up as well. Hammered is on the hunt. Now he's going to go ahead and land the stun here in just the next few moments. No, she's just trying to bounce through the minions, but it doesn't matter. The rest of the team is there. And Delaware Derby is now ahead 1-8. They are now taking their lead and starting to snowball a little bit out of control. 2 kills onto the Vayne, 4 kills onto the Silas, and 1 for everybody else except for Leona. So
that is a 4-0 Silas. He is terrifying. That is not something you want to see, and I honestly want to give most of that to Rich and Smart for, you know, all these ganks. This is probably what they should have done more of last game, because you're not going to win this game by playing slow with their team comp. They have to go for these picks. They have to go for these aggressive lanes. They have to get ahead early. They have to snowball so that when it comes time for those team fights, that their comp isn't as good as a team fight comp, but they're so ahead that they can burst the members on the side of Queen's Gambit so that it doesn't matter. They'll win the team fights no matter what. They'll be able to take the objectives. Already starting off with a dragon. So we're already improving from last game. I really like what's coming out of Delaware at the moment. They're playing very well this game.
Yeah, total 180 from last game. That's 100%. They're much more comfortable. Now that we were able to see some ban action going on as well, they're going to take a lot of priority picks away from Queen's Gambit. So, getting rid of the Trundle, getting rid of... there was 2 others that they got rid of that were... Thank you. Ashe and... Damn, I don't remember the last one, but it doesn't matter. They got rid of 3 really comfortable picks that they obviously didn't want to verse again from game number 1 there. And as we could tell, this is making the whole selection. Like, I don't really know if the Ziggs ADC was the play, into the Vayne 100%, because if you're not shutting down Vayne early, and Ziggs is gonna, he's able to do a lot of damage, yeah, but that's after he gets a couple of items. Vayne already has...
I think the Ziggs pick was more for the late game, for the team fights. Hopefully they'll be able to duel
here we go. Ratsu and Spectre are going to go ahead and do an engage on the top lane there, but our 2 members from Queen's Gambit there just go ahead and follow up. Suppress comes out onto Captain. Onto Spare, and Spare is going to go ahead and fall. Very nice. The second kill on over for Queen's Gambit. They did pick up the Rift Herald, which I didn't even notice till right now, and they're going to go ahead and pop that into the top lane. Teleport's going to go ahead and come through from the Volley Bear. Where did that go?
Wait, where did he teleport to? Oh no!
No, I think that was smart.
I was looking around the map.
No, that was smart because the tower was focused on that minion. I was like, what?
Yeah, I see what he did. The TP minion was getting focused by the tower, but I mean a bit of bait and switch from Ratsu, but both me and Rylionn had the same idea of looking around the map, but I would have maybe pulled off and given most of that plate gold to the Aurelia. Captain Ryu is behind. I would have probably given most of that plate gold, dropped the rift, and given all the plate gold to the Aurelia. I mean, taking the tower right now at 12 minutes, top lane,
that's
you're
good.
Not going to get as much out as you would if you gave all this gold to the Aurelia.
Ooh, great job locking down QG IHF there, and yep, forces the flash. Oh, no follow-up though. The rest of Queen's Gambit is there for support. It's now a 3v4 situation. Hammered is looking pretty low right now. Daddy Pacific doing what he can. The Ziggs ulti is going to go off, but doesn't have a lot of damage there. Whew. And Ratsu is now making his way down to to bot side from top. Rich and Smart going to go ahead and throw down the flag. Let them be known that his presence is there, but he can't really follow up on top of that. He would have been dashing to his death. But I was laughing because I'm sorry.
TP soon, though. They can contest this.
Hammered is getting it, yes. Captain just used it. Spare has it, and Ratsu just used his top lane. Oh no, the lockdown from the Zyra and the follow-up coming in from the Aurelia, but it doesn't matter. Great job from Daddy Pacific, though, able to get some good hits off onto Captain there, and they're going to go ahead and be forced to back off. Dragon is available in the next 10 seconds, so this is kind of big right now. Trying to poke down as much as they can those carries or those hard engages, because H2 Melon, if she tries to go in, she's going to get blown up immediately. Let us see how they try to play this out. If I was them, I might just give up second dragon. I know it's an ocean drake, and I know it's pretty important, and they already have... but they don't have a drake already, so it would just be their first dragon. I would personally give this up. It's not worth to give up deaths. Some of these big shutdowns as well.
The side of Delaware is only up 1,000 gold, so this isn't a huge lead.
Right.
Because of that CS difference, early that...
Oh, here we go. Hammer's going to go and engage onto Ryu. Doesn't land the stun, unfortunately. The flash is going to go ahead and come forward. Doesn't matter. Everfrost is there for the extra CC, and down they go. But meanwhile, the rest of the team's going to go ahead and follow up on that. Richard Swat's going to go ahead and slay Ratsu. Very nice. The jungler is out of the equation. The top laner is the Warwick Fear is going to go through as well, but Rylionn is not going to be able to survive. That's 4 members down for Queen's Gambit, and Delaware Derby is going to go ahead and take this 1 for 4. This is the exact opposite of what we've seen from last game. Oh, Hammer's going to go ahead and dash over. They're not looking.
First team ace of the series.
Did they? No, I don't think they got the ace off, unfortunately.
I mean, they killed all 5. I don't know if the timer was off, but
Like, they just came up when they got the kill on the Ziggs, unfortunately. But it was pretty much a theoretical ace. It was an unofficial ace there from Delaware Derby for this second game here. And, yeah, that's big because we didn't have an ace, I think, the first game at all.
we did not. And like I said, this is exactly how I wanted Delaware to play this comp. You know, they're not a front-to-back fight comp. They're not a poke comp. They are we're going to spread out the fight, and we're just going to try and blow up as many members, you know, 3-on-1 members as we can. Silas able to 1v1 the Aurelia, and then 3 members from Delaware just able to blow up each of the side of Queen's Gambit one by one. Exactly how they should have played in the first game. So I like the versatility they have to come back and basically have a redo of this comp.
Yep, change of pace is always nice. Like we said, time and time again, it's just that mental reset. You know, game number 1, it sucked. You know, it is what it is. We lost, and we got to move forward to game number 2 now. So, you know, they picked their a little bit more comfortable champions, it looks like. You know, great utilization, great follow-ups, especially the Silas's. I don't think that was banned out game number 1, so I don't know why they didn't pick it. So they're doing a great job countering the Aurelia with the Silas. And here we go. We have Rich and Smart engaging on Ratsu there. He is looking pretty low right now. Doesn't matter. Warwick's going to go to ulti over the wall onto Rich and Smart. And there is Accelerate. And the shutdown goes on over to Rayo, it looks like. Spare's on the run right now against from all 5 members. The rest of his team is there in the jungle near the Rift Scuttle. The miss Leon ulti, unfortunately. So this is going to be down. If they do decide to engage, they are going to be at a slight advantage without the Leo ulti. Being on Delaware Derby's side. But
a little aggressive by them. They did not have any vision on this blue side jungle, so they opened up a lot of opportunity for them to get collapsed on. You know, as you saw, it did happen. I don't think they should have gone for that one kill.
I think Captain may have been stepped up a little bit too forward to try to save the tower. Doesn't matter. Daddy Pacific is looking really low. He does pick up the kill. He's just too big right now. Look at the dashing all over the place. Doesn't matter. Hammer's going to go ahead and pick up the kill onto Irelia, and that's going to be 1-for-1, it looks like. And they are going to continue the hunt down lane. Re-engage back from Hammer. And oh my god, Richard Smart's going to engage as well. The ulti Cataclysm is going to go off. They're looking real low. No death yet. But the double kill is going to be picked up by the Silas. Really nice. The attention now focused onto the Ziggs. That's a triple kill for Hammer. That is 10-0 now, and they're just going to go ahead and obliterate. This might be an official ace if Accelerate decides to stick around, but no, they're going to focus their attention, hopefully, to the Rift Herald. Yes, they do. And wow, that was quite the turnaround. They had them on the run. Great turnaround by Delaware Derby.
I think that was an amazing Cataclysm going down. I believe Zara and Ziggs weren't able to put any damage on the opponents, you know, and oh yeah, it was a Hammer that went golden. You know, went back in, you know, took you know the brunt damage of 4 people, then immediately went golden with that stopwatch, and Delaware, you know, able to come follow up for that second engage. So really good by them. I mean, you can definitely tell they're winning all these fights. 17-5 in kills.
10 of which are on Silas.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to see a Dark Seal, but you know, if I was 5-10-0, I'd be like, you know, we're getting a Magi's, but
hey, you already mentioned the curse. You mentioned, yeah, you don't want to mess with the Magi curse. The Magi curse is the moment you pick up a Dark Seal, you die like 4 times. All of your stacks go away. It doesn't matter. Dark Seal is definitely not one of my favorite items to see or to play with because it's just there's so much relying on it. It's like you have to get assists and no deaths. Getting a death means like that item is doomed. And here we go. We're going for another fight. Dragon's going to be up in 45 seconds. I feel like we just had this fight, not going to lie. They know that Rayo was there. He just cleared a war, so he's going to go ahead and sit there. Warwick's going to go ahead and engage, though. It's 3v1 onto Rayo. Onto Hammered. Hammer's going to go ahead and pop the zone. Zoto, allow the rest of his team to follow up, but nope, to no avail. Oh, he's so low. Okay, he does finally eventually fall. It's going to be 1-for-1 Hammered for Rayo. And there we go. Shut down on over to Daddy Pacific coming in from Captain Rayo. That was great focus, though, coming in from Captain. He's going to go ahead and flash forward onto Rich and Smart. The ulti's going to go off. Does dash out of there, though. Really nice. Accelerate is to follow up. Does have a red and blue buff there to slow with the support. The Cataclysm's going to go off. Does get trapped. And the kill on over to Rich and Smart. Do they get another kill? Yes, they do. Ziggs is going to go ahead and pick it up.
The comment killed him.
I love comment. You love to see it. Ziggs Are you going to be able to pick up this tower, though? That's the real question. And now Queen's Gambit's starting to come back just a little bit.
25%, he can execute it.
That was a huge shutdown. Zyra got the shutdown, unfortunately, onto the Silas, but that's okay because they can still capitalize really big with Zyra if they're able to zone out correctly. The dragon is up, Warwick is there within the next couple of seconds, and Rich and Smart's going to be down for just another 1 or 2 seconds, so he can probably make it there. And meanwhile, in the top lane, we do have Ratsu versus Spare, and they are just whacking each other away. The heals are coming in strong, but Spare looks like to be gaining the advantage. The shields are coming in clutch, but it is to no avail. The ulti's been popped by the Mundo's going to go ahead and try running him down. He is landing most of these cleavers, so that's doing some serious damage there. And the tower's going to let him live, though, just a little bit. Blue team's going to pick up their first dragon of the game. Oh, another Miss Leona ulti, unfortunately. Oh, these are so huge.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're just going to back off.
Misplay by H2O. Especially, when they're grouped up in that small corridor of the river, you land that, and you can probably, clean up some easy kills.
I mean, they're doing a great job. They're trying to bounce back. Queen's Gambit's trying to bounce back as much as possible in this game. It's just really difficult because they're playing like a very tight-knit squad right now. They're not leaving their members alone like they did last time, and they're not giving up any easy kills like we did see last time. For Queen's Gambit, they got super ahead, and then they were decided to give a little bit of kills. To the end, it didn't even matter, to be honest, but they are not allowing these easy kills to come through, and I like that a lot. All right. Oh, no. Ratsu is going to get picked off, it looks like here. Great job from Rich and Smart and from Hammer to go ahead and get the flank off. Ratsu is going to go ahead and back off there. Nice stun coming in from Irelia. The Zyra ult is going to go in and get a 2-man knockup, but it doesn't matter. Irelia is going to fall. The engage onto the Zyra. That's going to be 2 kills now. They can go ahead and focus their attention on to the Baron if they decided to. And it looks like they're now going to just stay in the mid lane there and allow J4 to push out the top lane. They do have the Rift Scuttle available with just a couple seconds left, so they are going to pop that onto the top side, it looks like. Get tier 2 top tower, possibly tier 3 if they don't decide to answer to it.
Yeah, honestly, Delaware's just too ahead at this point. If the match were even, that would have been the easiest fight for Queen's Gambit. They had that perfect opportunity to play front to back, lock down they had landed all their roots, all of his Zyra ult, the Zig ult. That would have been easy, but Delaware's just so ahead that Hammer does so much damage. I'm excited to see the damage charge for this game after it's over. Daddy's starting to get big, finishing that Kraken Slayer. Once we see that 2-item vein, it's going to be very scary, but Silas has 3 items to the 1 for Irelia.
Yeah, that's kind of big.
Chunky.
And Irelia's doing what she can, like going onto the back line. She was able to pick up the kill onto Daddy earlier. I believe it was Vayne's first death of the game. So that was really good. But the 2 and 6 is not helping in the slightest. Also every single lane is pretty much down in farm.
Yeah, which is exactly where it wasn't in the early game. In the early game, there was a large amount of farm going to the side of Queen's Gambit. They were most of the lanes were 20-30 CS. Warwick able to get 3 buffs. That lead, nowhere to be seen at the moment. Down 6.5k gold. Almost a 10,000 gold lead for the side of Delaware Derby.
Yeah, it is looking pretty rough. But hey, we have seen people come back from worse. Captain is unfortunately not hit a single. They haven't missed every single one, but they have missed a large majority of their stuns. Like just right at the cusp, just dropping it right in front of them, and it's just not landing.
Yeah, it's just if Delaware Derby is able to get 1 pick, the fight's essentially over. The ironclad phalanx of Queen's Gambit just doesn't stand up. Once you lose 1 member, especially if you're to lose the Ziggs or Zyra, the team fight's essentially over at that point. Still 2 dragons to 1, so we won't be seeing
Hammered and Rich are both going to go ahead and engage on Ratsu onto the bot lane there. Volibear's looking really low, really quick, and in the meanwhile, we have mid lane, another engage, and they're going to go ahead and pick this team apart from 2 different angles. Captain's going to go ahead and try to do what she can, but it's in a 3v1 situation. Meanwhile, back into the mid lane, we have a turnaround, really nice from Queen's Gambit. H2O Melon's looking really low, no focus on Despair whatsoever. They don't have an official ADC anywhere to be seen. Accelerate's going to get poked down, yes, and a double kill on over to Spare. Great job. They are just picking this team apart across the map time and time again. 3 members on bot side, 2 members in mid. Like, they're just outplaying them at every turn this game.
Yeah, that's very questionable by Queen's Gambit. That is not how they want to play this. They do not want to split up. They do not want to give the side of Delaware the opportunity to get picks like that. I mean, honestly, that's probably going to be the Dragon, because now Daddy's going to be able to get a lot of damage on the spot turret. Rich is most likely going to be getting a lot of vision on this Dragon Pit before it spawns. So they're now going to have this Dragon priority for their sole point, for their third Drake. So
Most certainly will.
pretty
All right, Rich
questionable.
is just not caring right now. He's going to go ahead and blindly engage onto Ratsu there. 2 members from Queen's Gambit are going to fall through. Hammer's going to go to engage, though, onto the Ziggs. Rylionn is there to try to follow up, but unfortunately not. They find themselves in a 3v1 situation real quick. 4v1. H2O is going to go ahead and flank from the back to try to cut them off. Yes, the ulti is going to go ahead and hit this time. Just hit all 3 members. So's the Woolrick. Rare's going to go ahead and be able to disengage. Nice 3-man knockup from the Zyra. And the South's going to go ahead and pop the Zonias as well. Great Cataclysm comes in from the J4, and they're just going to clean this up. That is an official ace now that we see for Delaware Derby, and this is going to be the freest Cloud Drake that they have ever taken, ever.
We'll call that the first official ace of the series.
Yes.
Which, looking how 11,000 gold lead, 3 dragons to 1, 31 kills to 9. I'm not seeing Queen's Gambit come out of this one. So we will be most likely be seeing a game 3.
Let's go.
There is still a potential for 3 aces in one series, or at least maybe even three aces in this game. I will say that this comp from the side of Delaware is not a siege comp. Not really, other than the Vayne able to do much against towers compared to the side of Queen's Gambit, and the wave clear they have with the Zyra Ziggs, but. One more team fight, and this is just over at this point.
Yeah. All right, going to go to delay the backings there. I don't know how much good that's going to do for right now. You're just antagonizing them, and you're like, okay, see, just a little bit earlier, I guess. But the Cloud
just filling the
Soul
back
is
for as long as you can, but that's just the problem with the Silas.
Oh my god, he's so big. Look at that, just auto. Oh my god, Rylionn with the great turnaround. Oh my, almost picks up the kill. I was kind of worried there for just a second.
It was minion diff. That's what that was.
That was almost really bad there for Hammered.
Yeah, you can't have Hammered 1v1 or get close to anyone by themselves. No. He will burst you down. I think if it was anyone but Ryu, it would have been just killed instantly, I'm assuming. So now he's got his Rabadons completed. He's at 4 items. He's 15, 1 and 5, 700 gold shutdown. That's a scary Silas. I mean, they have to kill him first. I mean, that's the only way
How do you get to him?
is going to come into this game. Is they have to kill the Silas. There's no other alternative. You
got a J4. You got a Mundo, Vayne, and Leona. Like it literally doesn't matter. Their whole team is just so stacked right now. Mundo's able to go ahead and body anybody on this team, except for maybe Irelia in the 1v1. He actually could. He has the Thorn Mail. He has the Aegis as well. So I don't really know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Delaware's just too far ahead at this point.
Oh my god, QG stepping a little bit too far, forced to flash and heal. Oh, you hate to see it.
I hate to see it. Excited though, because that means we get a game 3, we get a full series. Not gonna jinx it just yet. The caster curse.
True.
But
Can't say
it's looking really hard for Queen's Gambit at this point.
They're not capitalizing with the Baron though. That's the only thing that's bothering me. Send one person bot. Send one person top. Try split pushing.
A little push. That wouldn't be the worst idea. Especially since they don't have a lot of, like I said, they don't have a lot of siege. They don't have a lot of range to take out this tower. They should put the, like you said, the Baron. This is definitely one of the times you should have a 1-3-1, so that you can have, those empowered cannon minions on every lane, because they're not going to be able to just, siege unless they want to fully dive the side of Queen's Gambit. I don't think they'll be taking a tower too easily.
Right. Oh, it did hit him, but unfortunately it was at that weird odd moment in the backing animation where it doesn't count. Still get damage, but you still go back. And there we go. Now they're making their way to bot lane, try to capitalize. They only have a little bit of time left, I believe, on Baron. Yeah, it's going to be running out here momentarily.
It's about to time out.
Yep, and they might be able to pick this up. I doubt it. They're getting poked out pretty heavily. Great job from Accelerate to get onto the Vayne there. Daddy's already looking at about 40% health. Alright, does land the root onto H2O. J4 is looking from the top side trying to flank, but they did catch him out. Stepped a little bit too close into vision there. Plus they have vision literally all over the place. Alright, great Rylionn ulti does land onto one. Volley's going to go ahead and follow up onto the back line. The tower is still there doing damage, so they have to be careful of that. Cataclysm is going to follow up from Zed onto the back line. Hammered is going to go ahead and get taken care of, but 2-3 members down now for Captain, for Queen's Gambit are going to fall. And yeah, they're just going to continue sieging down as if nothing happened.
Did die to the Warwick, so 700 shutdown going to him. But yeah, like I said, the only way that, or the main way that Delaware is going to, you know, take down the space quickly is they have to dive. They have to send all 5 members, just run at them under tower, and that's what they did. Really great engage by Hammered, able to get a good amount of damage down with the slowdown with the Everfrost, and then jumping in with the Volibear ult, which on a 15-1 Silas is very scary.
It is. 100%.
And able to, you know, just press Zonias and let the team follow up with you. So really good by Hammered.
Bots is getting collapsed on though by 3 members of Delaware's Derby there. Great job from Daddy Pacific. He's going to go ahead and pick up that kill. The rest of the team is going to go ahead and follow up. Teleports are coming in from Hammered himself. He's going to follow up. Does get the kill. Double kill now on over to Daddy Pacific. Stayed alive. Unbelievable. And another ace. That is the second ace, I guess third official, of the game itself. Unreal. Unreal.
I'm kind of questioning their motive here. I mean, yeah, they're getting sold, but there's 20 seconds on the side of Queen's Gambit. Melissa, I mean, they're playing it safe, but with their lead, I would have just gone for the game there. You had a tower down in the bot lane, just run through bot and take the game. But I guess they're just gonna play it safe. Just, you know, take the middle tower, take the Cloud Soul, take the probably middle inhibitor.
Yeah, this is looking pretty good for Delaware Derby in game number 2 here. Definite turnaround from game number 1. Queen's Gambit is not in their comfort zone at all right now. Captain Wright's going to go to engage again. He's going to get blown up immediately. It is a 2v5 situation right now, and he is going to go ahead and fall. Bog's going to go ahead and engage as well. The zone is going to get popped. Spare's doing what he can, but his ultimate is going to keep him alive just barely. And that is going to be a shutdown onto Hammered, going on over to QG. And I spoke too soon. I said they weren't doing what they did last game and giving up their lead, but they're
the opposite. It was Queen's Gambit that when they were ahead, you know, overstaying and getting caught out. So both teams.
Oh no.
It's actually they switched because now Queen's Gambit is the one that hasn't been able to.
H2O is gonna get poked down. He's gonna get Warwick ulted. He's a tanky boy, but he has every single member there. Great Leona ulted. Uses the flash though to try to secure the kill, and yep, she's gonna run right back into the team. A lot of resources used for just the support,
they have to go
but
for Baron here. This is
they have to. It's a 3v5. They have to. Irelia is going to go ahead and stay into the mid lane though. I don't know if they have the capability of bursting it down as quickly. I mean, they don't have like a real ADC essentially. Ziggs can do damage, but
as well.
Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Spare is nowhere to be seen. Irelia is nowhere to be seen. Let's see if J4 and Vayne are going to be able to pick this up. They're just wasting time at this point. Vayne's going to go ahead and pop the ulti. Does take down Accelerate. There she is, but she's going to get bursted immediately. The kill goes on over to Accelerate, actually. So 1 for 1 there. Hammered is now going to go ahead and engage onto the Baron. They are definitely not ready for this. Richard Smuts is going to wait patiently into the back line. Ease over. Does get the Cataclysm off. They're stuck within the Baron pit itself, but Ziggs is going to go ahead and do some serious damage. There is going to be 2 kills for 3 kills right now. Focus their attention on the QG. Irelia's going to show up. Can she show up?
Watch the Nexus.
Yes.
Watch the Nexus. Mundo's taking the game.
Oh, Spare, can you do it? He's taking the first tower. The second one's going to go ahead and fall. Baron is still alive. They can go ahead and get the, empowered recall there, but I don't know if he's going to have the game. I don't know what is going on. This is so confusing. They do have the Baron. They're going to show up, but he's just going to go ahead and run around. Let's see if... Dominion blocks. This is getting ridiculous. Pops the ulti. Focuses the Nexus, but no, he does not have the capability. He's going to turn to his attention, though, after the Irelia picks up the kill for the rest of his team while he just waits. Leona's there to try to follow up. Goes onto the Ziggs, picks up another kill. Are you kidding me? No way. Go ahead, pick up. No,
that last cleaver.
Oh, unfortunate. Yeah, the suppression's going to go ahead and come through. Leona's going to show up just a moment too late. She's going to focus on the tower. The Zyra ulti's going to go off. Flashes out of that. Oh, this is going back and forth for no good reason. The only reason why they got big was to prevent the team.
3 inhibitors taken by the side of Delaware. I mean, that I'd say in 98% of games, that's going to be death sentence. They're essentially going to use this Baron to turtle. They're not going to be able to use it to take any objective. They're not going to be able to use it to do anything other than sit inside the base. They do have the empowered minions, but there are 2 supers coming from the side of each lane on Delaware.
Oh, Silas also took Zyro's ulti again. Great job from Rylionn to go ahead and engage. They're going to go ahead and take down Daddy Pacific. The Zoni's going to go ahead and get popped as well. Cataclysm again from the J4. Looking real low. Hunter's going to go ahead and go low. H2 is going to get down as well. Doing a reverse ace. Richard Smart's on the run. He did flash E out of there as well. This Baron is looking like the saving grace right now for Queen's Gambit. They were able to pick up a few really good kills there. Much needed shutdowns. This might turn around. This could possibly turn around. Definitely.
I mean, we have to see. I mean, they have to wait for these inhibs to come back up. They have to take towers. Because, I mean, it's still 11 towers to 2. Queen's Gambit has essentially no map presence at the moment.
Right.
Delaware still has that Cloud Soul, which I would say isn't, like, too important for them. I mean, the extra movement speed and especially, you know, the ultimates for Silas and I'd say the Leona are nice, but I think an Infernal Soul like last game would have been great for them. But Delaware still very much ahead, still up 10k gold, and a majority of that being on the Silas. As the game goes forward, that advantage for the Silas gets smaller because he's full build. Unless he sells his boots, he's full build. He's not going to get any stronger. So this is the point where they have to close it out. Because if this goes to 40-50 minutes, one team fight, you know, which with this, you know, side of Queen's Gambit being more of a team fight comp and the gold advantage meaning less as the game goes further, Delaware has to close this out if they want to stay alive.
They need to 100% need to do that, like ASAP. Elder's up in 30 seconds, so if they're able to capitalize and get that, then yeah, that's in the bag. They have the game, but okay, they're looking to go for that cheesy bush strat here, trying to bait them out as they walk through. Lots of vision, so they can definitely see the whole team showing up.
Yeah, I mean, if they take Elder, it's over. If Ryu dies, it's over. Like, I mean, and he's very dead. Yeah.
Oh no, there is. Yep. There goes Ryu. Yep, Volibear's going to go ahead and engage from the backside, trying to flank,
I mean,
but no,
honestly,
they're just going to go to focus
at
that.
this point. Yeah,
Oh, great Leona ulti.
They're just going to close it out here.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for Queen's Gambit, so we are going to be going to game 3. So
it was a really nice attempt. They did a great job. I mean, Rylyonn's going to go ahead and try to pick up the kill onto Silas. The Zhonya, though, coming in clutch. It does pick up the kill onto Accelerate. Or no, I'm sorry. Accelerate just picked up the kill onto Hammer. My apologies.
4-bar Zyra is going to hold it out. So congratulations to Team Delaware Derby for, you know, possibly making a reverse sweep. We will see what happens with game 3, but good on them to do essentially the exact opposite of what they did in the previous game.
Yeah, I mean that it takes a lot mentally to just come back from that first type of game and then to just absolutely completely dominate into game number 2. You know, after just being dominated in game number 1, let's take a look at the graphs. The damage output: Silas 46,000. Zyra though with a close second with 42,000. So Zyra was trying her very best. Like no one ever was on her team. So, you know,
Yep.
You know, you gotta give it to her in that regards. You know, she did try everything that she possibly could, but it, in my opinion, just had to do with the fact that Gambit didn't really pick an ADC on their end. Not that Ziggs is a bad pick in any ways. Like you said, you hate going into it. It's just the Vayne being able to do Vayne things into a very tanky team. That's kind of rough, not gonna lie.
And I think the big advantage was the amount of ganks that came out from the J4 early.
Oh my god.
Rich and Smart just able to capitalize on. I mean, Queen's Gambit, their lanes were a little bit stronger, but he was just like, I'm just gonna keep ganking you, and I'm assuming they just weren't expecting just the amount of aggression coming out for him. You know, I think at like 6 minutes, like he had already, you know, ganked 4 times successfully, gotten 4 kills. And that was exactly what I wanted to see from this, you know, this comp, because this is a pick comp. They need to have early kills. They need to have, you know, early aggression. They need to get picks throughout the game. And as we saw, that Queen's Gambit had a perfect team fight. I think it was like 22-9 at that point. It's just they had the perfect team fight that would have been amazing if the comps were even, but they weren't.
Okay. No, they were not
Delaware
very
was just
even
so
in the
ahead that it
slightest.
didn't matter.
Yep, I definitely could not agree more. They just phenomenal gameplay all the way around from Delaware's Derby in that game. Like they collapsed when they needed to collapse. They had great focus on all the objectives. They had 11 towers, so I think what you said 2 at the very end there. Like
Right.
that's insane. Like that is some insane objective
They
control.
took the entire base. They took
Right.
everything they could, and
Right.
the Elder. Or wait, no, they didn't get the Elder because they.
No, they gave that up. They said it doesn't matter.
And that's what honestly that's what they should have done for the Soul. I was like,
I agree.
they could have ended. Like they went for the Soul, but like there's an open inhib and there's like
Sometimes you just gotta lock it
25
down.
seconds. I would have gone for it, and that may have been a mistake, but chat. I mean, 2 games are up. I think for the first game, we were feeling MVP. I thought it was Ryu. Personally, it was either Ryu or uh, the jungle and mid from Queen's Gambit, the Ryu. However they are.
Rylionn and Captain Ryu is how I'm saying it. I don't know.
I think for both teams right now, my choice for the Soviet Snipes. So this was a Team Brown win. Brown is Delaware, right?
Right, Brown is Delaware.
Yeah, Delaware Derby did win this game, so we're 1-1 going into Game 3. Honestly, both teams, I put their mid and jungle as the MVPs currently. I think both mid and jungle have been playing amazing, so I think that's where most of Game 3 is going to come from, is which of those duos is going to do better.
I agree.
Top lane's probably going to be another wet noodle fight, and then the bot lane's going to just have like a few trades, but I think it's going to be very dependent on which jungler is able to get them ahead, most certainly.
And one thing that I want to point out that you mentioned in the very, very beginning of the stream, the fact that Team Delaware, Team Brown, has 2 roster changes currently. So they have 2 E-subs, and that you said in the beginning that you would think that they want to try to primarily focus as much as they can in the mid lane to get
hammered ahead.
Hammered ahead. You got to move down. Sorry.
Oh, did I not? Whoopsies.
That's okay. And And the game 2, you definitely saw them capitalize on that. They focused all of their resources onto the Sylas, and then allowed Hammer to just go ahead and spiral out of control into the absolute monster that he is. So, and the third draft for game number 3 has started. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Once again, Team Delaware does forfeit the first 2 bans, so they have 3 regular picks. Or no. Yes, okay, they have 3 regular picks. Okay, I thought I said that weird for a second. Yeah, that is 100% accurate. The first ban that we see from Queen's Gambit, once again, is going to be in the Veigar. We have the no bans coming in from Delaware at the moment. And then do you expect them, though, to see a Sylas ban this time? Or do you expect to see the Kiana Yasuo again like we saw in the first time?
I mean, probably. I would ban the Sylas, personally. I mean, Hammer looks so comfortable on it. I think he missed like a few chains, but other than that, he was just popping as many people as he could. He caught out so that's why I think I could definitely argue him for MVP for that game. Rain and Smart definitely did really good at setting up his laners, but I think throughout the game, Hammer just set his team up so well. A lot of those initial picks and throughout the game were made by him. He picked someone out, he singled someone out, and was able to get kills with that Sylas to set up the team. With this pick on starting out 5 versus 4 is exactly how they want to be, but they don't ban it out. They ban out the Kiana, Veigar, and J4 this time around.
We did see J4 back-to-back coming in from Delaware, so maybe that's one of his more comfortable ADCs. Jungles. The Trundle still being banned out from Delaware Derby, so getting rid of Queen Gambit's Trundle there because he was a menace. They decided to opt in for both Vi and Shyvana, so the jungle picks coming out the gate. Queen's Gambit going to pick up another Ashe. Now, we did see Ashe support the first game, so I don't know if this is going to be an ADC Ashe or another support Ashe. And they did ban it out the second game, Delaware Derby did, but not this time. They allowed that to go through, so let's see if Accelerated is going to be picking up the Ashe again or if this is going to go on over to QGIHF. The Leona again for the third time game. Yeah, how do you think about that?
I mean, I did the exact same thing on Tuesday, so I really can't argue. I played both games on Leona.
I guess that's true. I'm sorry.
I love Leona. She's probably one of the strongest supports right now. Honestly, I think her and Nautilus are probably the 2 strongest supports at the moment. Probably throw in Thresh possibly Braum.
And the Vayne again.
Again, the Leona Vayne. So
It is strong.
I mean, I was playing Leona on Tuesday. It's 2 days ago. Did the nerfs come out yesterday or today?
Did I even have a patch earlier today? I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
I don't know. Soviet, it was
I didn't see a
a
patch.
recent patch, but anyways,
Ooh, the
it looks like it's
Thresh.
gonna be an 80 carry Ash and
Woo!
not the support Ash. So
Okay.
oh,
I
I
like
guess
the Thresh pick.
11.17 came out yesterday. So
Okay.
I
I
was
must have
unaware
played it
of
at the
that,
time.
but
I just wasn't paying attention. That's my fault.
I I I'm always the worst at keeping up with when patches come out. But
Yeah, it's all right.
because I always come out in the middle of the week when I'm like not really playing as much.
Mm-hmm.
Since I mostly play, or at least try to play on the weekends. Um, so we'll see what happens. Ash is going to be 80 carry this game and not the Imperial Mandate. I was hoping that if the Senate did come out, that they would choose the fasting variety, but not going to have to
Right.
worry about it. They're going to put the Ash on the 80 carry position.
They
Um,
will.
and the Silas
Ooh.
does get banned this time around.
Silas and Mordekaiser, and then also the Irelia Scion as well. So they banned out their own Irelia. Oh no. Irelia was on Captain Rayu. That's right.
Yeah,
She was
Captain Ray
Irelia the
played it
second.
both
Yeah,
the first
my
games.
apologies. Ooh, the Galio pick. I think that might be a Galio mid lane pick, if I'm not mistaken. So the global ultimates coming in from either Ashe, Galio. I consider Ashe a global ultimate. Takes a little bit of time to get there, but it's still global or has the
A lot of
potential.
engage.
And they have hella engage though on Queen's Gambit right now. The Galio CC, knock up, Thresh, Hook, and his Flay along with his ulti the box. Galio's ulti, like all they need to have is Shyvana go in or have Thresh go in, land a hook, reel himself in, and then Galio ulti's right on top of that. Ooh,
Right.
the Yone pick again into the mid lane. Okay, no Yasuo, surprising.
I guess we know which brother he likes the most.
Yeah.
Which
Can't
I
argue
mean,
that.
Yasuo would have been good. I mean, Vi a really good, partner with the Yasuo. With the knock up
Mhm.
from her ultimate, and I
Absolutely.
believe from her Q as well. Feel free to and
Yep.
so lots of setup from the Vi. But they're gonna go with Yone instead, and Dr. Mundo in the top lane. So this isn't as this is still a very similar comp than they've been picking all series. They like these pick comps. They like these melee teams. Going for the short range, going for the dives. So it worked for them last game. We'll see if it worked for them this game. Fiora coming out or being hovered for Queen's Gambit, gonna get locked in.
Yeah,
That's
there
gonna
we
be a
go.
Galio in the mid lane, Fiora in the top lane, a Ashe Thresh in the bottom lane, and then Shyvana in the jungle for the side of Queen Gambit.
And I want to take a moment real quick once again, give a huge shout out. Y'all can't hear him, but we can, and he is making me die right now. Just you just hear him out of the clear blue nothing like, oh, what did you say last time? It was like, no, that was not a good idea. I think it was Molly Bear teleport. He was like, that was. Shout out to Wookie, man, for being the host, coming in clutch, killing me with his side commentary sometimes. But seriously, he is making our life infinitely easier for this stream, and
As always.
absolutely. And the viewing pleasures, all the great angles, having everything set up so perfectly. So give a huge shout out to Wookie. If you can, send him a follow, donate to his channel. I'll drop his cash app in the chat here soon. So if you want to send him a couple bucks, that's okay too. So, but yes, game number one though, they started everything up. This is looking pretty good. Predictions are underway, by the way, so definitely take the time to go ahead and do so. It is game number 3 in this best of 3 series. This is the first game for both of these teams in the Silver League matchups that we have. This only is a 7-week series, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Or a 7-week. 9 weeks. Okay, my apologies.
Yeah,
so
9
weeks all the way throughout. For the Silver League itself. So we have some quick games for the split. Thank you very much, Accelerate. You know what? You've been so helpful in chat. I don't think you have a sub yet, but you know what? We're going to go ahead and change that right now.
There it is. Give him a sub.
You gotta. There, Accelerate.
Yeah.
You definitely deserve it, my friend.
And
you
once
are
again,
absolutely incredible.
I did point out the players for Queen's Gambit, but for the side of Delaware, we're gonna have Dr. Mundo in the top lane, Vi in the jungle, Yone in the middle lane, and then Vayne and Leona in the bottom lane. No AP once again on one of these teams. These teams
It's a
just really
mixture.
don't like having AP. I mean Galio from the side of Queen's Gambit, but these teams
Siobhan could go
they
AP.
don't like mages. They are not a biggest fan. Okay, I mean there was the Zigzar last game, but we tried AP. It didn't work. Accelerate. I still
You tried an AP carry. That's different.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just totally different.
If it's an AP Shyvana, then yes. I haven't seen an AP Shyvana in a decent bit. It is still a thing for sure. Not something that's common. So I'm excited to see, where Rylionn goes with that.
I gotta ask him about that name, Rylionn. Oh, it's too close. It's too similar.
It's an
I'm gonna have
EV
to get in
evolution,
contact with
like you
my
said.
lawyers there. Yeah, the Shyvana damage on AP Shyvana
AP Shyvana
is
is terrifying.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
It is really close.
coming out of the Fire Blast. Ugh.
Oh yeah, and just the ulti, just everything about her AP version is just not fun.
Yeah.
And she gets it up every 3 seconds as the giant AOE. It's just no bueno if you're a squishy individual, and most ADCs are. You're not going to build any magic resist most of the time. You could go a Wit's End, but that's only on very select few, like Kog'Maw or I don't know who else you could. I can't even think of a different. Varus maybe? I don't know. Only one I could possibly think of is
AD
Kog'Maw.
and AP?
No, to go with the Wit's End. So, like, an attack speed, magic resist item. All magic resist items pretty much are garbage, though, in my opinion. Like, it's not worth it to build a magic resist.
Scimitar, and yeah, the Wit's End.
I mean, this time, I don't really have, like, a favorite for going into this. So, points-wise, I'm just going to go ahead and go with Queen's Gambit.
I did the same. I just put 1,000 on Queen's Gambit just because there was no points on that side yet. So I was like, you know what? We'll throw some over there. We'll, give them some love.
Yeah.
Looking a lot more
interesting
even this game.
I can't tell if he's being serious or not. He usually bags on all my opinions. So do you agree or do you disagree there, Soviet? I'm going to go with probably disagree.
Probably disagree. Probably disagree.
Probably disagree, but that's okay. I mean, both of these teams look really strong. If they're able to get these picks off like they did last time, I think Delaware is going to go ahead and take this. But Queen's Gambit, they have a lot of engage. I just don't see a lot of damage coming from their team. Galio doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Typically, you see more tankier builds for Galio rather than AP damage builds for Galio, so that way he can survive a little bit longer, especially with the taunts. And I just really like the frontline from Dr. Mundo and from Leona. They're just really, really good frontline characters. Yone can get into the backline quite easily along with the Vi. Their ultis just make it too easy to not do that. And I just don't see them having the ability to kill Dr. Mundo when he's in their face. Unless Shyvana decides to go AD. And if that's the case,
yeah, Shyvana has to go AP if they're gonna kill this Mundo. Honestly, you're right. I mean, there's not a lot of burst damage from the side of Queen's Gambit, compared to the side of Delaware. So team fights, they're gonna have to once again try to play a bit of the front to back. I mean, I think there's I think the Shyvana is going to be the wild card for Queen's Gambit. I think, however Rylionn plays is going to be a big factor for their win. But while we wait for this last bit of spectator delay, I'm going to go get some water. We can obviously play an ad as well, but I will be right back.
Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and take a drink of my nice, crispy lemon lime Sprite. We're not sponsored, but hey, we want to be. So I'm going to go ahead and give a huge shout out to Sprite for energizing and refreshing Team Gap. Much appreciated. Or at least me. We have some shout outs. Snack says, let's go DD, which is short for Delaware Derby. By the way, in case you are just tuning into tonight's match, it is a best of 3 series. We are actually on game number 3. First victory is going to go on over to Queen's Gambit Black. The second one going on over to Delaware Derby Brown. Delaware is going to go ahead and start back on blue side, and Queen's Gambit's going to go back to red side, so as we saw in game number 1. And I am just ultra excited for this. So let's just see how it goes. And with my co-host abandoning me momentarily, I have no one to talk to. So I will just talk to myself. Chat, how about that? What are your opinions? I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at the predictions, see how you guys are all feeling about this. So 79% for Queen's Gambit, 21% for Delaware Derby. So last game just wasn't convincing enough for all of you. That's okay, but they have something to prove. If they do end up getting the reverse ace or the reverse sweep, that would be crazy. They lost game number 1 pretty hard, came back game number 2 even harder, and then game number 3 we are about to be starting here in the next few moments.
And just in time, perfect. Getting into game number 3.
Couple TV static, he says for the Sprite shout out itself. I can't disagree. I love Sprite. This is one of the best drinks ever. And my second favorite is my Baja Blast, which I got on deck just earlier.
Of course. I since I think the stream is up, I have a on my water bottle. I have a nice Tito's vodka sweater for my white water bottle. So if anyone's trying to sponsor us, we'll take Sprite, we'll take Tito's, we'll take Taco Bell if they want to throw us a sponsor. We're not picky.
So we'll take Sprite, we'll take Tito's. Is that a good mixture? Do you normally, dabble in both at the same time, or is that like your chaser maybe?
Sprites? Yeah, for sure. I love vodka Sprites. Those are
okay.
Quality.
A1 all day.
Mostly whiskey Sprite, I will say. I'm not a whiskey Coke, but let's get into game here. Brown versus black in the
Brown versus black. Game number 3. Ooh, and check out those sweet, sweet transition animations. Once again, huge shout out to my dog, tonight's host, the sexiest man alive in Team Gap, Wookie Monster himself. Thank you so much, Wookie.
Wow. Ooh. Looks like we're getting some more level 1 shenanigans from Queen's Gambit. Doing the same thing they did last time. They're going around the bot side jungle, creeping up, but it looks like Derby's okay. They're getting a deep ward, but they're not going to spot out Queen's Gambit. This is going to be a 3 versus 5. It looks like.
Oh, I hope to God. Let's go.
They have no vision on them.
They don't. They have nothing. They're not paying attention. Ryu just walked up for no good reason. H2O was probably tagged out. Oh no, how unfortunate. He's going to go and get the knock-up though onto him. The next hook from downtown, and the first blood goes on over to Rylionn.
Daddy's caught out though. I mean, he will get out through mid, it looks like, but he was a little out of position there.
Yeah, and the fight continues, and there it is. Another great hook is going to go and land on the hammer. Dashes forward, does get the kill onto Captain Rayu. Flashes forward from Rayo as well. Daddy Pacific actually opted in to go with the W start instead of the Q. That's kind of unreal. Maybe try to get as much damage done as possible. So it's going to be 2-1 in favor of Delaware Derby. So great invade. No, I'm sorry, in Queen's Gambit. I apologize. They switched sides. So, great invade from Queen's Gambit.
I think that's as close to Chris's morning as we'll get Rylionn for that 5 or that huge team fight level 1. I guess the only person that was left out of that was Spare 11, not able to participate, but that was a banger. 2 for 1, lots of.
Rich is gonna go ahead and make his way back into the mid lane again for these early ganks. Misses the Q. Unfortunately, I think that would have been a definite kill if that would have landed, but nope. Unfortunately, whiffs it right in front of him, and Galio is able to just go ahead and walk out of there. No flash available on Captain either, so
yeah,
he's going to probably stick around mid lane quite a bit.
Capitalize on the lack of flashes in the mid, and it looks like just the mid lane, both AD carries still having their flashes, so.
Right, and here he goes, making his way back to top side. Spare's looking pretty low, but it doesn't matter. He's going to go ahead and turn on to Ratsu. The flash to miss the Q. I love it, but he is running for his life now. Dashes through his minions to see if he's able to get to the tower, but to mid lane we go for a nice little skirmish there. Ratsu was able to get away while burning the flash. Hammered is looking pretty low, as well as Captain is. But yeah, looking good. Lots of skirmishes all over the place. 2-0. Onto the jungle right now, and she has not appeared in lane. She's just sticking to the farming. 15-4. How do you think that's going to play out?
I mean, like I said at the beginning of the game.
Accelerate with a nice gank of his own. The taunt is going to go ahead and go off, and Thresh is going to pick up the kill, unfortunately, but so will Yon on to Captain as well. So 2 deaths.
Yeah, getting hammered fed is still not ideal. You don't want him to get ahead on these assassins. But, like I said in the pre-game, this Shyvana is going to be very essential for Queen Gambit's win. And having 2 kills and 12 CS ahead at 3 minutes, you don't hate to see that. Shyvana obviously doesn't have as much gank potential until she hits level 6. So
making her way to top side as
her being
well.
able to clear this fast though is really good.
That is true. Spare does catch her out on the ward, and I'm surprised we didn't see any kind of counter jungling coming in from Rayo onto Rich and Smart, knowing that he's been so present in lane. With these ganks, like I would have been. Well, I'm not even a jungler, so I can't even say that. But I would think that knowing that these early ganks are going to be coming off, that you would just be in their jungle, just ready to pounce, knowing that you have the level advantage and everything else.
Yeah, I definitely can see the argument for that. I think if they had some more deeper vision, it would have been easier. But Leona also still someone you don't want to see able to collapse on you.
Here we go. Spare's going to go ahead and engage on the Vatsu on the top side. The Repose is going to go ahead and block nothing, unfortunately, and Spare's going to go ahead and pick up a nice, easy kill onto Ratsu. The Fiora, unfortunately, there was no move that was used, so the I'm saying it wrong. Is it Riposte?
I believe it's Riposte.
Riposte. It's French.
Yeah, those French words.
You add
so
some nasal in there, So,
yeah, Riposte did, not able to do much, unfortunately. Mundo, especially, once he builds that Bramble, he's going to be so annoying. Although he'll probably be getting the Bammy Cinder first, which, yeah, looks like that's what he's going to be picking up. But, yeah, once he gets a Cinder and once he gets a Bramble, it's going to be so hard for Ratsu to do anything against this Mundo.
And here we have Rich and Smart again with another gank. It looks like, yep, the Q's going to go ahead and get charged up. He doesn't have E, just use it to engage there. The time's going to go ahead and come off, but no, Rich and Smart's going to go ahead and pick up that kill. 3 deaths now on over to Captain Ryu. Definitely not what you want to be in the position for when you're versing a Yon. 100% not.
Yeah, Rich and Smart did the same thing he did last game. Just gank, which is exactly what he should be, to be honest. But Ratsu getting caught out again against Spare. Just going to...
Yeah. I don't know if he can win
I guess.
If you win these up straight up, it doesn't matter. The cleavers are just landing. Conqueror stacks are coming in clutch though for Rastu. Able to get a nice little healing there. But I don't know.
He's really the even trades because, the Mundo, just the passive health regeneration, and the Conqueror just kind of even out. So
right.
All it takes is, a few missed autos or, Qs by Spare, and I think Ratsu could come out with it. But I mean, when you're just sitting on top of them, it's kind of hard to miss those point-blank cleavers.
Yeah, I agree 100%, and that's just really what's killing Ratsu the most right now is, damn, look at that. It's like 10% every single time. Rich and Smart might be getting caught out here by Rylionn and Captain Ryu. Nope, doesn't land anything, unfortunately. They're just going to go to back off from there. Literally just walk out. I think she may have queued. I don't think so.
She did. She did queue.
Okay.
Dragon's still up, almost 7 minutes into the game. Not really any objectives being prioritized, just kind of passively farming, it looks like. A few ganks here and there. I think this is about similar in terms of just blood spilt in the previous games at this point in time, but a bulk of that coming from, the 3 of these 7 kills came, not even 2 minutes into the game. So
right.
Kind of slowed down compared to that initial start. But
here we go. We have Rastu, Rayo, and Accelerate all ganking onto the top side there. Gallo's going to go ahead and follow up with an ulti of his own. Yes, he does, and he picks up the kill. The assist. Fiora picks up the kill, but that is going to be a free Cloud Drake on over to Delaware Derby. And that is the first dragon of the game. The second one is going to be a Mountain Drake coming up. You already know. Are we starting and ending the series with an Infernal Soul? I hope so.
I hope so, Rylionn. But questionable flash by the Ash Flash. That didn't look like that Leona E was going to land, but, better safe than sorry. Flash out.
Yeah, especially when you're in a 2v1
I
situation.
do like that Queen's Gambit is replying with top plates, and I'm assuming the Rift Herald. Yeah, okay. So, really good trade, and honestly, early in the game, I would personally rather give up that first dragon, especially since it's a Cloud Dragon, or the Rift Herald, get those early plates before 14 minutes.
Couldn't agree more.
The first Rift Herald is really important in terms of gold. Put it on your carries, give it either to the Ashe or give it to the Fiora. Looks like they'll probably put it. I'm assuming. It looks like he's positioning to drop it mid because we have.
Oh, Hammered is going to go ahead and get engaged though onto the mid lane. 3 members from Queen's Gambit are going to make their way there, and he is looking rough, and down he goes. Accelerate's going to pick up that kill, unfortunately, but that is alright. Great roam. Did get a few flashes though for it. Captain Ryu and Accelerate both flashed to secure that kill, so that is a few resources dedicated to that, but no other jungle objective is going to be for a few minutes, so they should have it back up by the time those are there. They're going to pop the Rift Herald into the mid lane, pick up a few plates there, get some nice gold coverage for the rest of the team.
If they get it low enough, they should be able to take the tower as well.
I think they can.
Rift Herald able to take 2 plates.
Oh no, I don't know if, Rich and Smart necessarily wanted to be there. I know you wanted to protect the tower as much as possible, but the taunt from Galio and the hook and everything else that comes along with that team. Yeah, you don't want to step in front. Maybe circling behind would have been the smarter option there.
Yeah, I will say I don't like at Rift Herald, like just at least where the plates went. Because, the carries from this game, I mean, Shyvana is going for more of a damage build, so having gold on Shyvana is good. But I would have preferred having that gold on either the Fiora or the Ashe. And they were both in solo lanes. Shyvana can drop that Herald.
Oh, the cheese coming into the bot lane. Unfortunate. Oh, no. I was just like, okay, it's gonna happen. And there it goes. Leona ulti into the Zenith Blade, and God. Yeah, I hate it when that is one of the most tilting aspects of this game. When they're just waiting in that third bush, and you come running up, you're like, okay, maybe I could farm a little bit. I should be safe here, right? Gets picked. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, you have a shout out, by the way, in chat. TSM Candy says Primus
from Compete
League. Oh my
I think
goodness.
he has me confused with someone else. I was not from Compete League.
Oh, but that you could be.
He could be talking about a different person. But I mean, I'm still Primus Multis. I'm still a wonderful caster.
Top lane though, Ratsu and Spare going back and forth. She's gonna go in and flash forward. Is trying to skip over the cleaver. Dives underneath tower.
No way.
That's so
really
insane.
Good play by Ratsu.
Woo! She needed that. She needed that badly.
Yep.
It's right.
I mean, really good play by Ratsu. Yeah, once again, as you were saying, it's really unfortunate when you walk up and, they're just waiting for you in that brush.
Hammer's gonna go in and ulti up to the back line. Yeah, Ratsu's gonna get picked off and the shutdown goes right on over to Hammered. Unfortunate. No wards or anything.
They didn't have vision on Hammered. He should have just skedoodled on out of there.
Agreed. Couldn't agree more. TSM Candy, how can you join this league? By joining this league, you can go ahead and go into our Discord and follow up from there. And a nice hook is going to go ahead and land onto Melon there. Nicely on an ulti to try to follow up, but she is so low, I don't think it's going to matter. They are going to get her underneath tower. Doesn't pick up the kill. Unfortunate. Wow, that's crazy. Galio, though, says, hold my beer. I'm going in. Picks up 2 kills for his own life. Oh, Rylionn is going to go ahead and get really low, but nope, does not die. Great job. So, kind of a shaky dive there, but still picked up 2 kills for just the 1 death. That is definitely a trade that's kind of favorable.
Yeah, and they should, get these backs and then move to get more dragon priority. Accelerate already started clearing out these wards in the dragon pit. They already have a pink there, so they will probably be moving towards that and getting more priority on this dragon. But by the time they get there, the side of Delaware will also be there. So I'm anticipating a bigger fight for the second dragon. I think both teams might be prioritizing the dragons more, especially since it's there's a strong possibility it's going to be, or it's either going to be an Infernal or a Ocean Drake, since this is Mountain. So both very strong Breaks, but fight has started.
Great job from H2O Melon, but she's going to go ahead and engage into a full team there, unfortunately. Misses the ulti, so she has nothing to go ahead and kite herself away. She is going to fall on over to Rylionn as they might pick up their first dragon. This is going to be a Mountain Drake, kind of big. Good resistances as well. One big thing that I really like that Queen Gambit is doing is the roaming coming in from Accelerate. They have been all over the map. Mid lane, top lane, bot lane, and Ashe has done a phenomenal job. Yeah, she's down by about 16 CS right now, but she's done a phenomenal job not getting caught out, well, except for that one time whenever, they cheesed her in the bush.
We don't talk about that, of course. Right.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one. No.
No, you're right. Accelerate has been doing a really good job roaming. They did give up that Drake in the bot lane, but he did roam up top lane to essentially keep Ratsu alive against the Mundo, which getting kills on this Mundo, getting him to that point of being unkillable is something that Queen's Gambit is not going to want. That is for sure. But another
Ratsu just keeps on engaging into these fights, and I don't know why. Flash comes from Spare, it looks like. Ulti also got popped, so yeah, he is respecting now the damage. She has a full Ravenous Hydra right now. So yeah, never mind. She has a full Mythic item already ahead of the Mundo. He's going to go ahead and base there, probably finish out his Mythic. Yeah, he's going to finish that out. Very nice. And you had the upgraded boots. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I definitely am loving just the positioning on the map from the side of Queen's Gambit this game. It's more similar to their
Ulting comes in from Hammered TF onto the side where the Rift Herald is at. Ratsu gets super low. The flash forward from Rylionn to try to go ahead and get Hammered. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, they both use flash there. Hammered and Rayo. All right, and there comes that AP Shyvana coming in clutch. Some big damage there around the blue buff, though. Onto the Vi. She's going to be forced to just stay on the bottom half of her jungle. She's like, all right, I'll just get these wolves. Damn, leave me alone.
Right. Looks like Herald will be picked up by Queen's Gambit. Although Vi's coming up to check it out, so there might be a fight. Yeah, it looks like Rich and Smart's gonna spot this out. We'll see who will win in this fight, but Mundo's gonna have priority.
Spare's gonna go ahead and he's definitely showing up. Fior's there for backup just to try, but I think she might get there a moment too late. The ulti's gonna go ahead and come through from the Galio as well, puts it in a 3v2 situation. There it goes. Rylyonn's on a rampage, picks up one of the kills and a second one. They do end up picking up the Rift Scuttle as well. 2 for 0 and a Rift Scuttle. Could not ask for anything better for Queen's Gambit right now. They got first tower in the mid lane. They have the second scuttle of the game. Or no. Is that the second scuttle? Yeah, that's the second scuttle of the game. Rift. I'm sorry. I call it Rift Scuttle. But they pick up the second Rift Scuttle of the game. And they're just looking hot right now. 1-to-1 towers, dragons are even. This is a much more even game than we've seen in the first two games, definitely. Still a 4K gold lead, or 3K gold lead for Queen's Gambit right now, but, it's working. It's definitely much more even than we've seen in the past two games, like I just said.
Yeah, for sure, and I agree with Soviet. I'm kind of confused why the Mundo didn't build that Bramble like we said. I understand getting the Bami Cinder and eventually getting the Sunfire, but honestly, the Bramble is essential against this Fiora, especially going Ravenous first. I'm really confused on his build right now.
Ratsu getting a little bit too big there. Teleport is being forced by Captain as well as he doesn't have the ulti, but Ratsu is getting really low. It's not going to be in time, and Captain Style finds himself in a 2v1 situation of his own, but he does some serious damage, does pick up the kill on the Vi, focuses his attention now on the Spare. Spare pops the ulti, and down the bot lane we go. Thank you, directed camera. Much appreciated.
Yeah, so having to burn the TP, but able to get a return kill. So at least, good damage control by Ryu. Not letting them get too, catch up too much.
No, I mean, a Fed Galio versus a Fed Yon. Who would you rather have? 4.7. He's been all over the map. 13, or out of the 13 kills, he's been a part of 11 of them.
He has been doing amazing with these Galio ultimates. He's been at every fight that he needs to be. He positioned it perfectly. I mean,
look at the team participation overall.
This mid and jungle doing so much to help their top and bot lane. So that they do have the subs, but I think that they're playing this exactly how they want to. Oh no!
Oh my god, great flank, and there goes the engage onto the Vayne. The taunt's gonna come through, but it wasn't built up, so it wasn't long enough, unfortunately. 4 members now from Queen's Gambit onto the bot lane. Daddy is gonna go ahead and get really low, does fall to the Shyvana, unfortunately. Riftail's gonna go ahead and get popped. Second kill into the bot lane. Gal's gonna go ahead and pick that up in a free tower on over to Queen's Gambit. They are playing like champions right now. They said game 2 we had mistaken. But do not falter, we won game 1 for a reason. Uh-oh, Accelerate might be pushing up a little bit too far, in my opinion. Hammer's going to go to engage. Flash, very nice from QG to go ahead and dodge the ulti coming in. They're going to go in and wait patiently around the return from the Yone, and he is going to go ahead and fall. Accelerate is going to pick up that kill. 3-0-7. 10 kill participation out of 16 on Thresh. 7 on Ashe. 14 on Galio, 13 on Shyvana, and 5 on Fiora. This team is playing very well together, communicating phenomenally, and this could result in a great win. Fiora's just pushing out top lane, got the second tower already in her lane. Oh, they're going to go ahead and collapse on her, though. Daddy Pacific and Fiora are going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, just giving these free kills on Vayne is not how you want to keep your advantage. Definitely not.
I mean, yes, you want to stay, while your team's taking the dragon, but when the dragon's already going to happen, and especially once, the enemy team backs off, you should expect to get collapsed on. They've already given up on the dragon. You should dip. The only reason you're extended in that lane is because you want to take pressure off the dragon. You want to force the enemy top laner to have to, answer to you. But the dragon was already going to get taken. They had already left. So Ratsu overstayed, doing a bit of what they did in that first game. But still, very ahead. They're up 4,000 gold. They're up a drag. They're up 3 towers. So looking really good for Queen's Gambit this game so far.
Absolutely. And just, I don't know if you've viewed any of their gameplays or prior to that, but, are you looking forward to versing out one of these teams? Because I think they're doing both phenomenal, and I can't wait to personally be matched up against them. I don't remember what week I'm going to be against either one of them, but I'm very much looking forward to this.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it as well, and I'm looking forward to casting these teams as well when I do not.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Accelerate flips the flash there into the Ashe, does get the Q off, and the Flay as well, forced to ulti though to get a little bit of space between. Great hook again on to the Vayne, and that is going to be it for Daddy there. The Ashe is going to go ahead and try to use the W, misses unfortunately, hits the stun though onto the Leona. Great job, flash from Rylionn over the wall. And they're not going to worry about Baron right now, even though they have the 3v5 advantage, teamfight wise.
That was a very sexy combo by Rayo and Accelerate. Just
seriously,
just straight line down the enemy team with the hook, with the Dragon's Rage. You love to see it.
I like the flash also from Accelerate to position himself into his team so he can land a hook. Another great hook underneath the tower. He does decide to engage, but does get stopped in the middle of it. Yoni's going to go ahead and ulti, does the shutdown onto the Thresh. Very nice. It's going to be a second kill. I'm sorry, a first kill on over that's going to be picked up by the Vayne. So Hammered kills Accelerate, and Ashe, is going to go ahead and pick up the kill onto Hammered there.
I mean, support for mid laner, you're always going to say worth no matter what.
That was a big shutdown, though. Big shutdown on the Thresh. 400 gold.
Right. Yeah,
I don't know if that was technically worth.
To the Yone. So yeah, just kidding. Not worth. I thought the kill went over to the Mundo, but
here's Vayne going to go ahead and follow up. Are they going to be able to get QGHF? Yes, they do. Down she goes, but they are going to pick up the Ashe on her own. It is now a Shyvana versus Mundo fight in the back lane, but the Shyvana is just so AP heavy. He has no resistances for it, and down he goes. Rylionn, you're an animal.
8-0-10 on the Shyvana. I'm feeling some MVP vibes in my fingers, but
absolutely,
especially from the first game as well.
Phenomenal.
Rylionn just playing so strong.
Hammered getting some combos off on the Ratsu. Ratsu could have moved for like 10 years and does get picked off. The taunt's going to go ahead and get hit by H2O Melon. Shyvana is on the way, does get the blasting cone over the wall, barely misses it though. Let's see if they're able to go ahead and secure the kill. They don't have this tier 2 tower available. Nice solar flow to go ahead and stop them, and they are forced to back from that point forward. Dragon's up in a minute and a half. Baron is still available, and they have no vision on either team. I'm surprised they haven't picked it up, to be honest.
Yeah, that is a lot of blue wards coming out from Delaware. I like that they're trying to prevent this soul from going to the side of Queen Gambit. If there's anything they can control, objectives are probably the best thing that they can go for at this point. They still have a pick comp, which I mean, obviously they need to pick off. Keep picking off the Fiora. Try and pick off this Ashe. I don't foresee them killing the Gallia or Shyvana just yet. Just based on just how strong they are.
Yeah, you're not. I'm sorry, chat. You guys are making me laugh. I'm trying to be professional here. Trajan? I'm gonna go ahead and go with Trajan on that. Yeah, you'll warm up to Soviet. Wait till you see him cast. We're more optimistic than he is now in chat, I promise you. Oh my god, hilarious. Alright, great Ashe. They're just going back and forth with the ultis right now. Leona pops hers. Ashe is going to go ahead and throw hers. Okay, Vibe crash, but they're back, so that means we're going to have a slight dilemma after they go ahead and restart the game here.
And then we'll have that slight delay. The screen will freeze, but do not be alarmed. That is normal.
Don't stress out. It's not my internet.
It's not Wookiee's internet either.
Yeah, no. Trust me, it's all good.
Yeah, it looks like they're just giving up this third break.
I wouldn't.
We'll just be fighting for the soul.
Up in the middle of the fight happening top side. Spare's getting, it looks like the advantage on the Ratsu, but Ratsu does have some serious healing that we have seen before, especially with the Conqueror stacks and the ultimate going off. She's going to go ahead and land 1, 2, 3. She just needs one more fight. She's going to be able to get the heal.
Dodge a Q, and that makes a difference.
All right, there we go. Does get the heal off and had to flash for it, though, unfortunately. Not a whole lot of healing to come through because of the Thorn Mail. Doesn't have an Executioners of her own, so Spare can just heal as much as he wants. Still a lot of damage. They have to respect that. Oh, what is going on?
Looks like another pause. Just having some connectivity issues. Ratsu doing really well. I mean, the only way he beats his mood is he has to dodge those cleavers with his Q. So he's gonna have to be playing more reactive, whereas right now he's playing very proactive, which I think isn't really working for him because once he gets hit by a couple cleavers, they still do a lot of damage, and then he's just gonna heal back no matter what. So Ratsu has to dodge everything and then still get damage onto Mundo, but it looks like Yone's coming to kill him regardless. So Ratsu once again looks like pretty caught out.
Yeah. And these pauses are kind of unfortunate. A teleport's going to come through, though, from Gallia. Let's see. Yeah, it is going to actually back them off just slightly here. Spare's looking pretty low. We have the flash forward along with the Hex Tech. Is the taunt going to go off? Yes, it does hit Spare. Spare's going to go ahead and fall. Hammered is now on the run. Rich support and H2O are there for backup just in case. Great job engaging onto the Galio. Does get him down to 0. And then Yone ulti is going to go ahead and be popped as well. Shyvana's going to go ahead and engage on her own in the nice buffer pause, but that's okay. Rich and Smart at 5% health. And the AP Shyvana is going to go ahead and fall. Yone is going to get a huge shutdown.
That's so tragic.
Accelerate. It's there to try to provide something, but it's not going to be enough. H2O Melon is just on the cusp, but the resistances are too big, and Rich and Smart's going to pick up a second kill. It's going to be 4 for 1. Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that.
Shutdown's going to the Yone. Yone just pocketed, what, 1,100 plus 600, so 1,700 gold.
Jeez.
That is huge for the Yone. Now 753, got a shutdown of his own, 250 gold. I think that was really aggressive by Rylionn. I think he should have risked giving that shutdown to the Yone. Being 8-0-10. That was very risky. I mean, he was going for a 3 versus 1, which, yes, when you're 8-0-10, you're very strong.
Right.
Great, but Shyvana's not really that 3 versus 1, I'm going to kill all of you myself.
Yeah, and running in one at a time is not helpful.
But you have to essentially 100-0 these champions, or else, they had too much CC and they had too much return damage onto the Shyvana. So,
right.
A bit greedy from the side of Queen's Gambit, once again, overextending and, being a little too greedy this game, like they were in the first game. Not as mindless as they were in the first game. First game, I think they were just making stupid positioning mistakes. Ratsu doing that a little bit this game, but I think they're just being too greedy now.
Right. All right, here we go. Some good poking happening on to Accelerate there. It's going to put them at a slight disadvantage when they try to engage right now, but they are in a 4v2 situation. Great job from the Ashe ulti. Follow-up from the Thresh hook as well, and the shutdown goes on over to Ashe. Focus their attention now onto H2O Melon. Misses a dash, unfortunately. Ty is not up for just a couple more seconds. Doesn't matter. Rylionn has plans of her own. She's going to go ahead and pick up that kill with a nice W of her own. They're going to go ahead and siege down to tier 2 mid lane tower. Does not have any kind of wave clear, unfortunately. So yeah, they have to back up right now.
It was looking so good for Delaware there. They looked like they were going to come back. You know, they brought it down to a 3K gold lead. You know, they
meanwhile,
contested
Watson
more,
as well.
but
Oh my god, what is happening? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, the taunt's going to go ahead and land through onto Daddy. He's going to pop the Zonias as well. Daddy's going to go ahead and just tumble away from there. And that is going to be the tier 3 bot lane tower. Focus now onto the inhib to go ahead and crack open the base for the first time this game. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Shyvana and Ash are still going to go ahead and focus there. Now, Violet is onto the Fiora, onto the back line. Ratsu's going to go ahead and try to escape. But we do have Thrust going to go ahead and land a big hook. Very nice, but it doesn't matter. Rich and Smart's going to go ahead and focus down Ratsu, get the kill. Daddy Pacific's going to go ahead and get the second kill right there. Captain Ray is going to be over pushed, and that's 3 kills. Just like we said for the 4th time in this series, they're going to go ahead and be pushed up a little bit too far. They should have just gotten to tier 3 tower, take your wins, and leave. It's...
yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, all the ultimates were open on the side of Delaware. Like, they had all the tools. You know, Queen's Gambit was split up. The side of, I mean, I will say, I thought that Violet was a little early. I was like, there's no follow up, but I mean, the mission of Violet was just to hold them there so that the Yone and the Vayne could catch up.
Exactly.
And then, you know, they were able to hold them down and focus them. So this is going to be a very important dragon. This is Infernal Soul Point for the side of Queen's Gambit. So
True.
we are going to see a fight. There's no way that there's not any kind of fight. Now, what Delaware needs to do is not get caught out. I think Daddy should not be trying to force this bot lane turret.
Oh.
They should expect that the side of Queen's Gambit
They have vision, but he's not backing up. Oh my god, this is no.
He greeted for a tier 1 turret at
the actual
28 minutes in the game. That was questionable. That's soul. That's soul for Queen's Gambit.
That is soul.
I think that was a goof by Daddy. I think he's gonna regret that one because that could be the game. Infernal Soul for this team. You know, give the Shyvana any more damage and she's just gonna 100-0 you. So.
Yep.
I
think Exceller's trying to keep his team there as much as possible. Does throw the lantern over the wall. Gal's gonna go follow with the ulti of his own. They do kill one. Leona is dead. They're gonna not focus their attention down to the Vi. Flash forward, does not get the knockup. The taunt is gonna be available in the next few seconds. Rosto, meanwhile, in the top lane, is gonna go and engage with the spare. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Still doesn't have anything.
An open inhib in the bot lane as well. So they'll
what are
probably
they
just take
doing?
the base here.
No, they're just circling around. Might go for Baron?
I guess they were just taking the mid wave and then just. Yeah, I guess they're just gonna go for Baron here, which I mean, Leona is just now respawning, but all the waves are still shoved. So I mean, I do like this. I think it might have been a late call.
Yeah.
They did push the waves to a point where Delaware has to, you know, answer.
Very true.
So
and they know that Yone's on bot.
The Baron.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 4 pink, 3. Look on the map. It looks like 3 pinks in this Baron pit. So,
yeah.
0 vision from the side of Delaware. They did not know that was happening.
No. I mean, I'm sure they could have figured, you know, when they all started going up there,
right.
you know, circling through mid lane, but they just didn't have an answer to it. Yone was on bot lane, clearing that wave out. You know, Ratsu still had teleport available, so technically if they would have tried to go to Baron, Ratsu could have just teleported to bot lane, got a free inhib. It was like a lose-lose situation no matter what happened.
Right. Yeah, you know, Wookie, I did say it. The daddy goof. He's gonna remember that in the morning. That's just unfortunate. I don't agree greeting for a tier 1 turret. When you know for a fact that the enemy team's gonna be going to that dragon.
Oh, the Ash Arrow just barely misses. Oh, if someone can clip that, so that way I'm not alone. I've done that so many times.
Right. Ratsu getting. Oh, he has the fast recall. He's gonna get out. Oh no! Don't say Ratsu. He's always trying to overstay his welcome, and I need him to stop doing that. Because there's nothing he's gonna get out of staying there.
Giving me heartburn.
Maybe distract the team while they take the top inhib, but he has the TP. I think
comes back.
Just gonna go back. I expected that.
Oh, he could have just fought Leona and distracted him that way, I guess. That's hilarious. He has the hull breaker, so maybe he's just trying to go ahead and stick to the bot lane. He has the extra resistances. All 4 members are there. Galli's going to follow up with the ulti, try to provide a little bit of support there. Okay, the rest of the team's going to go ahead and stick to the top lane there. Yone's going to go ahead and ulti onto the back line. Does pick up the kill on the Captain Rayu. Okay, Zhonya's first, and then the kill. There it is. Vayne's going to go ahead and pick up that one.
Losing an imp for it.
Yeah. Is that worth? I don't think so.
I mean, they're just going to go mid now, and Ratsu getting a kill answer anyways.
Nope,
Losing
not worth.
once again.
Yep, not worth at all. Not worth in the slightest. And thank you for pointing out to me, Trayson. Fiora has no boots.
Excuse
Nothing. Fiora, no boots.
Ow.
Interesting. But it doesn't matter. She doesn't need boots when she's an absolute menace on the Rift. Here she goes, going to go ahead and pop the ulti. Does get the healing from the ulti as well. Rich and Smart, along with H2, are going to go ahead and engage with those Baron minions are putting in work right now. Great hook comes in from...
Accelerate doesn't miss, it seems.
Not on the Thresh. It seems like he said this was his main champion. Teleport now coming through from Captain Rayu, but it doesn't matter. It's going to come in at a late moment. No, never mind. Just on time. They're going to go ahead and pick up the mid and the bot lane in him. So now they have all 3 supers that will be coming through. Dragon's line up for 2 minutes. They are looking to probably end the series out. They want to win. This is the last one.
Yeah, they've got Baron minions.
Nope, Baron is done.
I was going to say they're about to time out, but they have
Great job from Vayne. Oh my god. No, the taunts are going to come through too big from Galio. Everyone's now going to fight underneath the tower itself. Ratsu not giving 2 shits about the tower damage. And they're going to go and pick up all 5, and that is going to be the ace that closes out the game. The winner of this best of 3 series is going to be Queen's Gambit. Congratulations, 32-20. What a series that was. Lots of back and forth. I mean, not for game 1 and 2, but in game number 3 there, it was definitely could have gone in either one's direction. If Leona would have landed like a 3-man ulti combo, that would have been it. They could have turned the whole tide right there. But unfortunately, that just wasn't the case, in this game. So, still, great job. They did a phenomenal job. Now we got to talk about the MVPs. Adam,
I already have my answer.
Who are you going with?
It's a top. I'm gonna say it's our jungler for wonderful team Gambit, Rylionn, Evolution, on the Shyvana, just absolutely killer. Did really well on the Trundle too. Just did exceptionally well to set up his team. It was the Trundle, right, for the first game. Yeah, it was. Doing exceptionally well to set up his team. I will say, Captain Rayu is a close second for me. Woo. And poll is up, so you get to vote for your MVP. The casters do not make the decisions. The fans do as well. I will be casting my vote for Rylionn, but I also see an argument towards Accelerate solely for that game 3, doing so well in that Thresh.
Game 1 on Ashe, that was not good too?
I'm still very upset that they didn't play Fasting Senna, but he did land a lot of very good ultimates and with the Ashe. But at least from game 1 to 3, I think he had a lot more impact with the Thresh than he did the Ashe, at least like throughout the fight. If you look at the entire fight, if you look at that entire 30 to 40 seconds, I think he did more on the Thresh than he did, in the first, it was more of the first like 10 seconds on the Ashe. You get a couple W's out, and like that was pretty much it after that initial Ashe ultimate.
Right.
But still getting to Rylionn, he set up his team both games, did amazing. 11, 1, and 3 on the Shyvana. I don't know if you looked at the damage charts, but getting beat out by Ratsu just because I think he was fighting the Mundo so much
that's true.
Just a wet noodle fight. But I think in terms of like team damage, it was definitely really, really good for Rylionn. Did I say 3? I meant 13. I'm reading left to right and evidently still can't do that. So
Rail's like I had 13 assists. You better count them correctly. 24 kill participation out of the 32 kills. That's a 75% kill participation.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. Massive. That's huge. 21 out of the 32 going on over to the Thresh. That's still phenomenal. Do not get me wrong. That is absolutely phenomenal. Great job from Accelerate. I just think that Rayo did a little bit more to set up the rest of the team, just like you had said. But overall, Queen's Gambit, very, very strong team. Great communication skills, great objective controls all the way across. Not so much in game number 2, but game number 1 and 3, just destroying it in the dragon section of the game. They had full complete dragon control game number 1, full complete dragon control game number 3, wards all over the place. They had 3 wards, like you said, in topside towards the Baron when they were clearing that out. Like, you cannot ask for anything better vision control wise.
Yeah, I will say I did like the improvement coming out from Delaware, just from game 2 and 3. Massive improvement game 2. Obviously, they dominated game 2. They did exactly what I wanted them to. They focused on getting objectives and getting more picks. They tried to do that this game. They weren't able to. Rich and Smart still trying to get as many ganks as he can, but not being able to get that this game.
No.
Unfortunately, I think he was doing really well on the J4, but we did get a tie between Accelerate and Rylionn, which I think there's some Accelerate fanboys in here. So, we do you want to pull them both in?
Yeah, we do.
All right, let's do it.
All right, you know what happens? Yeah, in the event that we get a tie MVP, one time I think we had all 5 members of the team actually join us for a call because it was just
that's great.
MVP status wise. And okay, we have to get a little bit of help real quick. Accelerate. I'm pretty sure I know how to pronounce it. Is it Rylionn? Like Rylionn?
It's like Rylionn, like the Rio Grande Valley.
Rylionn.
Oh, Rylionn. Okay.
Like New Orleans, like New Orleans.
Well, it's like the Rio Grande Valley in Texas, right? That's
sure,
like,
sure, yeah.
It's where like a lot of my family's
I think
from.
that's easier to pronounce, so I think we're both happy with that.
Yeah,
Welcome, gentlemen. Great game, by the way. Congratulations on your win.
Absolutely phenomenal. Yes, that was fantastic game work. Number 2, obviously, we're not going to talk about that one. That was a little bit of a slip through the cracks type game. But game number 1...
You guys wanted the Game 3 series.
We always do it
for the fans.
Well, and we call it too. I was like, you know what? Like, whenever you get a really good win, you got to end the second game or it's not a real series. It has to happen. It's the curse.
Primus did not follow that rule on Tuesday. I'm just letting you know that. He wrecked my shit in. So if you're versing Team Green, do not expect that graciousness from him. But game number 1 and game number 3, I mean, Rich and Smart was setting up a lot of ganks for the rest of his team. I mean, coming out the gate level 2, waiting in bush, waiting for Captain to go ahead and engage a little bit too far, and then following up with that. But like, you just stuck to the farming. You just stuck to clearing out. How come we didn't see any kind of counter jungle engage? I'm just curious about that. Like, you were ahead in farm, you were ahead in levels, but no counter engage.
So I'm new to jungling. This is season 11 is the first season that I've ever jungled, and I jungled out of necessity. I'm actually a support main. I'm like a Leona one trick. And so when I tried out for Queen's Gambit as like trying to be a starter, I was like, I'm support main, jungle off because I'm okay. I'm learning jungle. And so they were like, we want you in the jungle. So I've been learning a lot of new champions in the jungle. Warwick, I haven't played in a really long time. That's why I was kind of weaker in game 2. I'm not super confident in my jungling, so I'm always like, let's just farm and get ahead, so I can at least maybe do something later. Let's just focus on farming and getting ahead, clearing my camps on rotation and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and
your pathing was really good, especially in that first game, honestly. I mean, you got literally every objective in the game possible. So, I mean, really exceptional work. I do have one question for Accelerate. So, for that first game, it still haunts me right now. So, I understand, especially with Senna, you kind of want her to get souls. So you want more of a fasting Senna is typically the way to go. I mean, with that, usually you get more like more of a tanky, Tom Kench like champion to go with that. But were y'all debating on whether you wanted to put the farm on Ashe, or did you just want to keep it on Senna no matter what?
No, we wanted to keep it on Senna. So just like how Rio is a support main and jungle off, I'm a AD carry main and my secondary is jungle. So
what?
I play, yeah. So I wanted to be Ashe and just kind of like work on like helping Rio with tracking the jungler, because that's something that he and I have been working on, just making sure that we're on the same page. Very important for support and jungle to synergize as well. Game 1 and 3 it worked out. Game 2 was a little rough.
Right.
Yeah, that's not really like on him. We
No.
knew Jarvan was bot like several different times, but
Right.
uh,
Yeah,
still
I definitely
learning
noticed like
support.
game 3, y'all were kind of at least some pings and like just your positioning, trying to figure out where Rich and Smart was. So I think you did pretty well on that. I think especially as you get further on in the split that you'll do a lot better with that. So, but yeah, I do have to commend you on that. Like I mean, we could tell from the caster's end. So I'm glad that y'all were thinking about that cognitively.
I personally like the roams from you, Accelerate. That was great job. Getting those early roams, helping out top lane as well. Going right through mid, going straight to top, capitalizing on the fact that they didn't really place a whole lot of wards around the top lane at all. And you just did repeated roams over and over again. Like you have a lot of trust in QG, and I think that's phenomenal. And they also did super well in terms of just playing back. So in my opinion, you both did phenomenal onto the bot lane, but your hooks, I think you had like an 80% hook landing rate that game, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
You did not miss a lot. And also flashing, when you were in the top side, flashing towards your ass just so that way you can get in position. Most people, when I first saw it, I was like, what the hell are you doing? But then you were like, no, I'm trying to get closer to my ADC, boy. I'm not trying to fight them right here. And then landing the hook there, setting up the rest of your team to just hold them in place. Just great job. I mean, how do you guys feel any pressure playing in front of live people versus playing just like a regular ranked or like a scrim or anything like that? Like, did you feel nervous at all just playing in front of people?
I thought this was a scrim until like 9, like 10, when they were telling us that they were losing
Awesome.
fans.
Nice.
Yeah, so I just joined the team like I just joined the team last week. And my
Oh
schedule
my
was
God.
fucked up. And then I just been trying to like grind out the games that I need to be like eligible for like the other league that we're playing in.
Right.
So I haven't really been paying attention too much to the schedule, and I just kind of show up when they tell me to. So they tells me at games tonight, but they say games for scrims, for practice, for actual games. So it worked out, but I wasn't really too worried. They do a really good job of like prep work, like my team does, so I don't have to
Right.
do anything except show up and kind of just play. Makes it very easy for me.
Yeah, easy for you. Just show up and hit hooks. Easy.
Yeah, I mean, half
like,
the
yeah,
time they
walk
pick my
out.
champions too.
Yeah,
So
Rail's got his
it
jungle
works out.
pathing already planned out. Everything's fine. He'll gank 1,000 times. He'll go 11, 1, and 13 on Shyvana. I'm not even worried. They'll just come. So we had two people that don't really play these roles, along with the person that just joined last week, and you didn't even know that it was live, and you pulled out these phenomenal wins. Like that's mind-boggling to me. Great job all the way around, though, to you, to your team. Well-deserved. I can't wait to personally verse you guys as well. I'm very much looking forward to that, to both teams. Queen's Gambit and for Delaware Derby. You guys look like a lot of fun. You look like a challenge. Once again, Primus and I are both inside the Silver League, so you will see us on the Rift. That's going to be fun. And do you guys have any closing remarks, any shout-outs that you want to say?
Don't sleep on our soul laners. They're actually the best two on our team.
Okay.
They just let us look good tonight.
Hey, I was
Yeah.
hyping up Ryu. Ratu obviously did the most damage on that Fiora, just in the wet needle fights with Mundo, so that was fun to watch.
Well, he had plenty of opportunity. He was spending most of his brain power telling us where to go.
That's true.
and it worked out phenomenally.
Yeah,
so
it worked out.
great job once again. Let me look up the next game. I don't know if it's official yet, but I can just
I believe
look
tomorrow.
real quick. Yes, it is going to be tomorrow. Thank you very much. I love my team. If I didn't have a brain, or if I didn't have shoulders, my head would just be somewhere. It's going to be
OP.
100%. Silver Aqua, which is going to be Inting Geniuses, versus Silver Pink, which is going to be Roar's Rogue Upset. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I don't know who's officially casting for that tomorrow, but we'll get to the nitty gritty here. Great job again.
I know Georgia is the casting, I believe. So
Georgia is definitely casting? Okay. I know Thursday she's
if
not
I remember
there,
correctly.
JR in Georgia. Thank you once again. Huge shout out. Can we give a huge round of applause to Wookie as our host for tonight? The man has been phenomenal commentary in the background. Transition scenes are on point.
Love it.
Adds this whole sexy factor to his voice that you all can't hear. That's the only sad part for you guys. It's just great. I love him. Thank you so much once again
One more thing.
for hosting tonight. Absolutely.
I got to give a shout out to Poopy Pants 24/7. Thanks, boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huge shout out.
57.
Poop
Shout
your
out to you,
pants
man.
24/7 all day. We don't need no diapers. We just poop in our pants all day.
Yep.
Thank you. But yes, and I'm gonna go ahead and close out tonight's stream. It is your boy Rylionn. You can check me out on twitch.tv/Rylionn or official Rylionn on my Instagram. And then Primus Multis, my absolutely wonderful Rex Me and Lane co-caster for tonight. And
Only sometimes.
any links you want to drop, my friend?
I don't have any links. I mean, this is all I do. Like, I just do property taxes and play League. Like, I don't know what you mean. Like, I'm
Drop the Venmo,
boring.
that's
I'm
a
not the
link.
fun one here.
We got a jack of all trades over here from Primus. Can beat your ass in Lane and then do your taxes for you. So don't worry. So
Primus,
Yes.
drop the Venmo. That's a link.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
drop the Venmo.
Just drop the Venmo right
I
in
believe
there.
it's the Hopscotch 25, but don't quote me on that. Um,
Well, anyways, we're going to go ahead and end the night out. You guys have a great evening. We will catch you tomorrow. Let me go ahead and check the time one more time. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Team Gap. Silver Aqua versus Silver Pink. You guys have a good night. Peace out.
Deuces.